What's up, people? It's your man Black Cobra again. Welcome back to the Wheel Life live stream. So today I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm going back to my AirPods to see how this works. How's the sound for you guys? How's the sound? Does it sound good? Sound coming through lovely? Give me a sound check. Right now it's just me. I'm waiting for evX to jump in. Anyone? Hello. All right, Brian. Thanks, buddy. All right, so very good. All right, so today we're going to talk to evX. He's back in New York, and we got a lot to talk about, obviously, as always. What's up, V? Welcome, the Euster, Original Sims, Simon, Lewis, Eichmann AV, Moonlight, EX Rev Ride, Zoom Wheels Brian, Tommy the Hustler. Welcome all of you guys. I appreciate you guys being in here and being in here early. Definitely going back. All right. So, yeah. Oh, there's Mickey now. Let me see if I can get him in. Hey. What's up, buddy? I can see you. Oh, I lost you. There you go. You're back. All right. I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second. So, guys, I had a dynamic ride tonight on the V11 over here, and ooh-wee, let me tell you. Off-road hardcore BMX track, and I had Anthony with me. You guys remember Anthony who fell and busted all his teeth out? Well, he's happy right now. He's got a Sherman that he's riding. He just got it. So we went out on the trail and we were doing our thing out there, and it was amazing. There's some differences between the V11 and the Sherman, obviously. And there was a little tragedy, but I'll tell you about that. You ready, buddy? All right, guys, I got to bring him in. The man, the one and only, evX. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
I gotta give you one of these because, wait, hold on. Block your ears.
I can't see you for what it's worth.
You can't?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
No.
Hey, hang on a sec. Hang on. Let me see. How about now?
Yeah.
All right. I got you. There we go. I got two different screens going, obviously. So, all right. So now we're in full effect, people. So, like I was saying, showtime. What's up? Showtime's in effect. Good to see everybody. Electric Unicycle, sliders and gliders. Everybody's in here. All right. Listen, guys. I got to get this off my chest because it hurts. It hurts. we were zipping through the woods, and man, some of the trails that are made for BMX bikes are really narrow because the wheel, it's only made for the wheel to get in there, and then the trail goes like this, so it's like a deep V. So for me, on the V11 sits high and it has the wheels, so I just glided through them. But Anthony was having trouble with the Sherman because the Sherman doesn't sit as high. So if you get in a trail that's like that, your pedals and the sides of it are gonna hit. So he had a couple of spills side to side, but for the most part, he was doing a lot of work off road that he doesn't normally do. So he was impressed and he was happy with his wheel. And I was very impressed with the V11. Then I let him try it. And we were barely moving. And he told me, he said, I got the worst luck. And sure enough, he fell off my wheel and dropped my V11.
No.
I swear to God. And I almost like shit myself. I was like, and I'm watching it in slow motion like, no! And the cover over the rear, right above the rear tail light broke. And it snapped off and went flying. I'm like, ah! So So my baby's got some blemishes now. It pops off the back. I can put it back on, and I'm hoping to be able to order another one. Um, but it was not fun. And that was after we did all this riding and had a great time. And then it happened after the riding when we were just riding slow. So that was not fun. But excuse me. But Mickey, you, my friend, back in New York. How excited are you?
It's great, man. How's my mic sound, by the way?
Good.
Trying out some new stuff.
It's
It's fantastic to be home. It's like, yeah, a lot of people don't understand because they don't live here. They think it's like just this crazy place that people kind of live and they visit. But yeah, it's home for me. So it's good to be back. It's good to be, I get my office, and the rhythm of different things. It's good to be back. Now it's hitting fall in New York. So it's like that nice, cool type of riding. Plus, the biggest thing is it's good to be back with all the guys riding here in the city.
Yeah. I know that's probably the biggest thing you missed, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because, like I was staying with my parents down in Florida and like there's not a lot of street riding, mainly because it's funny that the internet doesn't like New York street riding because the speed limit in Manhattan is 25 miles an hour. So us having 40, 50 mile an hour ceilings gives us enough room to just speed up and we like ride between cars and we lane split and then we'll be able to ride in front of people and dodge and do what we got to do. But in Florida or probably like by you, Massachusetts, like the normal like slow speed's like 45 or 40 or something on the road. So with my Nicola, like I was like at max trying to stay at, so I rode in the streets sometimes, but it was like there wasn't a lot of street riding, so it was kind of sleepy. I had to like sidewalk ride, which is, but maybe that's normal for you guys. It was weird for me.
No, honestly, I ride sometimes on the sidewalk and sometimes in the bike path. Like I know in New York, you guys say stay away from the bike path, but here I ride a lot in the bike path because on some of the bigger roads they have a good sized bike path, and it's not as cluttered. In New York, the bike path is like a lot of traffic. Here, it's not. So,
but it can be fun too. The bike path in New York is like, it's like a fun video game. Like, when you're riding it. So, like, I'm not anti bike path per se. I actually probably half the time riding the bike path, and the other time I'm in the street. So sometimes the traffic in Manhattan is backed up. It's like, hop over to bike path, and that's actually the more clear lane. But like I said, in other times though, it's actually, there are certain places where I always hit the bike path because it's fun because there's like a bunch of like hills and there's people and you're like, oh, how can I dodge all these crazy,
Well, I can tell you that, I mean, if you watched my last video, there's a couple of spots where I'm in the street and I'm just like near the beginning of it. I'm on this street that's pretty fast and I was just getting going and this Jeep comes up and passes me. And I was like, when I watched the video back, I could see the Jeep turn onto the street behind me. And then I could see as he passed me, which you don't see in the video, he's like, doot, doot, he beeps and he's like, hey, what's up? And I wave at him like he was so excited to see me in the road. And I was like, yeah, and I was having so much fun. And I still feel like a big kid every time I ride in a big open street and you're like, I'm really getting up to speed, now the V11's only rated for 35, but I was doing at least 37 because, it beeped and it started pushing me back. And I was like, man, this feels good though. It's like a really good ride. I love the ride. So I am heartbroken though. And somebody already mentioned it in the comments. I'm heartbroken that my one high-speed wheel was my Monster. And I sold it. So I'm like, now I have to wait for the Monster Pro. And I'm like,
don't worry, I'll give you guys a good review on the Monster Pro coming soon.
I'm sure you will. So I'm excited for it. I just hope that, I mean, it doesn't look like they did any like really upgrades to the shell, so I know I'm gonna be upset about that. But I guess and the guy who I sold my wheel to actually bought my bodyguard as well. so
nice.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I want that. I'm like, but it has my logo and my name. He said, well, I guess I'll be advertising you. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't care, huh?
No, because he didn't want to. He said, I don't want to drop it and mess it up. He said, I have a
Right.
feeling I'll mess it up, and I don't want to do that. So I was like, okay. Oh, Daniel's in the house. Actually, Daniel, I think you're one of the ones I was looking for, buddy. You know, and Daniel, first super chat of the night. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Let's see. I got something. Let's see. What did I? Oh, yeah.
Did you find a new sound yet?
Yeah. Did you hear it? It's not as loud.
No, I'd have to hear it on the actual stream. I'm sure it'll pop up in a second. Oh, I hear it.
So, what he said? Wednesday. Oh, Sherman Wednesday. He said. Sorry,
yeah, everyone
Ricky.
in New York got their Shermans except for me.
Yeah. It's coming.
I'm like the last on the list.
Okay, so hold on. Me and Hafiz K are coming to the U.S. Oh, Brian, they're coming. Yeah, you said that last week, Brian. You got to let me know when you guys are coming and what's the deal, man? Because I definitely want to hook up. But I think you said you guys are coming to like California or something, right? So that's not gonna help me. You're too far away. Let's see. So Francisco says he said it's hard to ride in the bike path in New York City. See, that's what Francisco. Everybody has like different opinions. Some people hate it, some people love it. You know, it's like so crazy.
It is tough. Like I was saying, I wouldn't do it 100% of the time, but I think it can be a more fun ride sometimes, depending on the path.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy it. So, like I said, but I'm not there. I'm here. He said, finally made it to a live stream. Yay! What up, Cobra? What's up, buddy? Glad you made it. Before I forget, Daniel, please. Who is it? Is it Daniel? Yes, Daniel and Marcio. Marcio's not here yet. I need you guys to send me your info. I was trying to get you guys your prizes from last week sent out, and I still don't have your info. So Daniel, you're in here now. You're in the chat, buddy. Inbox me your name and address so we can send you in the size of the shirt you want. So, but yeah, V said something. What was V? She said, V. She said, I'm out of the boot. Well, not really. The doctor has me wearing it for another 2 weeks. Then he's taking me out of the boot and is giving me the boot.
So then how much longer does she have till the ducks or whatever?
Yeah.
What is her time frame till she rides again?
Yeah. What's your time frame to when the doctor says you can ride, V? Because I know you're going to be pushing it, and we don't want you to do that. So how long does he tell you till you can actually ride? Let's see. We'll give her a minute to answer that. Let's see.
She said October, I think.
Yep, October. Okay.
Not bad.
Okay, October's decent. That's around the corner. Now, don't try and push it. Just wait. By then you'll have some good wheels to ride.
I feel like foot industry injury, foot injury, or a wrist injury has to be the two most annoying.
They are very annoying. That's why those wrist guards are so important, because to get a wrist injury, you do everything. You don't realize how much it bothers you until you injure your wrist.
Yeah.
What? V says, God willing, she'll be in Cali next month taking part in Marty's tour. All right.
Wow.
Wait, is Marty's tour near the end of October?
I feel like it's mid to late. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe she'll be able to ride. Okay, his question is, why don't New York City riders want to jump over potholes?
Jump over? They're not. So we're going so fast, there's not time. Well, secondly, a lot of the potholes are unseen. It's the kind of terrain where you don't see anything, and all of a sudden you're in something. It just blends in.
Yeah, that's why I like the V11.
Yeah, what? I hit a giant pothole on my way in tonight, and I thought to myself, it was one of the ones where you're like, man, if I had an 18-inch tire, it might have got stuck.
Oh.
In that hole.
What were you riding?
Kind of my Nikola. It's the only wheel I have. It's a give and take.
What size is the Nikola?
16.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the Sherman is an 18, but with extra, so they call it a 20.
Yeah.
But it could be.
It's a 20. It's a 20-ish.
Yeah. It could be. Yeah, it could be one of the ones that just gets stuck in the right size. It can happen with any wheel, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever
Yeah.
your diameter is, you could just hit it just right. But I feel like on the Sherman, I was imagining, like, because of the knobby tire, it would just.
Kamikaze Joe's in here. What's up, buddy? I think he was. What's the name? Was saying Happy Sherman Wednesday because you said they got all theirs. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, all the New Yorkers, they all got theirs except for me. Mine is supposed to arrive Friday. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So Daniel says he's gonna hit me tonight. All right. Definitely hit me up, Daniel. Don't forget. Oh, Francisco, thank you, buddy. Aha, super chat.
Booyah!
Let's see. Jealous, she's flying over. October. So, we got one more. Real talk, my man. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Booyah! October 17th, she said the tour starts. Okay. I guess that gives you time to heal up. Yeah, she just needs to justify buying the GoPro Hero 9. What do you think of that, Mickey? Are you buying the 9?
Okay, so there's another serious love of mine, which is virtual reality. And today the new Oculus Quest 2 came out, so I spent money on that. Ooh. So it's basically the same price. It's like $399.
Right.
So that was where my money went.
Gotcha.
You know what? Any of you Casey Neistat fans out there?
I saw
Casey put out a video, and I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, like basically, like if yours is working, I don't really know that you need this, but it is the best one that they've ever made.
Yeah, and it's true. Like, you know what I keep forgetting? Like, I use the 1R, but I keep forgetting that it has the other mod. I always use it with the 360 mod, and I'm like, oh, keep forgetting I can pop on the other mod and just use the 4K mod. I'm like, because in my last video, I was saying it in the beginning, the feet on the 8 broke off. And, well, they just loosened up and came right off.
I knew that would be a thing.
Yeah, I did too.
When people were talking about, oh, it's built in, I'm like, but what happens if they break off? Yeah. How annoying is that?
Yeah, and I have them. And the thing is, I have it here, but, you know, but the little tiny screws that screw it on, they loosened up, and I didn't know why my thing was loose. I'm like, this feels loose. I kept trying to tighten it, and then it came off while I was filming that last video.
Strip them out?
And no, they just loosened up. They just like through movement and stuff, they ultimately loosened. So
maybe get some Loctite on that.
Yeah, well, the problem is now the screws are gone. So they're gone. Like, I was like, I found the piece.
Just go to your local Chinese hardware store, and I'm sure you'll find the same exact screws.
No, I called GoPro and said, send me another piece. So they did. It should be here tomorrow with some new screws and a new piece. And I'm just like, I was upset. But when I played back the video, you could hear rattle, 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 rattle. I was like, what the hell what's that noise? And then I realized once it fell off, and I said, son of a bitch. So I was not happy. You know, I pieced the video together and made it work anyway. Just turned down the volume and did some voiceover stuff or whatever. But I was mad because I did a lot of talking through in that video and couldn't use it.
I feel like you've had a couple of unfortunate cases like that, right? Like when you came to New York, you popped into the wrong mode. You know, I've done that too. Yeah. At first, when you talked about, oh, I was in the wrong mode, I was like, how's that possible? But I did that soon after I saw your video, and I was like, it wasn't time lapse, but it was whatever, still photo mode, which is the same thing. It didn't do. Thankfully, it was nothing like sensitive to, like, you know, you were like, you know, not once in a lifetime, but like once a year trip to New York, you know.
Yeah.
So it was kind of unfortunate, but.
Yeah, I was really not happy with that at all. But it kind of worked out afterwards. You know, luckily I was able to salvage the video, you know, but it was upsetting. So when things like that happen, you're like, ugh. And today, when I met up with Anthony, now he's the first person over here to get a Sherman. So I was like, all right, let's go for a ride. him and I haven't ridden together in a while, and I was like, let's go for a ride. So we went for a ride. I said, there's this place, the trail I went has some nice off road. Let's hit it. Let's see how your wheel does, and I want to do more on my V11. So we said, all right. I couldn't find. I have this one, and I have the 7, right? I couldn't find either camera. Like I had put them in a backpack, a pocket somewhere, and couldn't find them. So the only camera I had was the 8 with the missing feet. So I couldn't use it. I didn't want to go around like this. So I was like, so we got 0 video of this great trip we just had through the woods. And it was like epic. Honestly, that was the best trail ride I've had probably ever. And I didn't get any of it. So luckily, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know that I personally have ever said something like, that was the best trail ride I've ever had.
Because you don't do trail rides.
Yeah, a few times me and Chris, he's probably going to pop in here any second, so don't mind the wizard in the background. If you can see his e-bike is back here. That
nice.
We custom built here.
Nice.
Basically, we had someone in the Navy out here weld it. There was some issue, and so they welded it today, so he's coming by to put his stuff back together. Anyways.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, Chris and I rode in Prospect Park in Brooklyn a few years back. We had some fun times, but I think that was the last time we went on a trail.
Well, I could tell you honestly, to find a trail that's like legitimately built for like, I say BMX, but mountain bikes, how they build those specifically for it. Like the trail is only like this wide, and it has like, they took tree limbs and stuff to like carve out the way you have to go, and then they put like some obstacles, like you have to jump over a couple of things, not much, but like at one point they took like thick tree branches, like I don't know, they were like that big around, and they put a bunch of them in succession, so you had to go up over them. I was like, wow. And the trail was so windy and uphill, downhill. You had to put some work in. And when we got back to the road, Anthony, he had to get off the wheel. He said, "Woo, my legs." I said, funny, on the V11, my legs feel fine.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's actually one of the cases where everyone except New Yorkers probably would appreciate that power pads really help give you that leverage so that it's useful. Because when we went trail riding, we didn't have power pads back then. I think that was before Kuji put out his whole custom video thing. So I don't know that they were a thing back then. I think back then the best we have was EUC guy in Sweden or wherever he is.
Yeah, yep.
He was making those little fins. But that was about it back then.
Yeah, and the thing now is that, I mean, if you have ridden with power pads, like once you have, you'll never want to not, because they make you feel so much more in control of that wheel. Like I love having power pads on there. So it's like I only have these little ones. I don't know if you can see them. I made these little tiny ones that have little cutouts.
Can't see them there, but
you can't really see. Hold on, let me see. I think
give me a lift there, brother. Come on, show off the muscles.
Hold on, I think I can light the way. Maybe that'll do it. Because I think if hold on.
While you light,
can you see? Can you see the bottom?
I think it's just out of frame. That's all.
Oh, you can't. You can't see this here?
Chris, can you see if you can find my remote in that black and red bag there?
I don't think I can move
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Yeah,
it's like a tiny little.
You see what I mean, Mickey?
Yeah.
See the edge? It's just enough to put my foot under. Oh, and okay.
Yeah, I also heard that potentially the Sherman pads that came with the E-wheel Sherman one might work well on your V11.
Yeah, I actually have someone sending me some.
Cool.
The Clark pads. Have you seen his?
Oh, I have bittersweet notions about that.
Why? Because to the way
they look fantastic. I'm gonna put that out there. Like I think they look supreme.
Yeah.
But I have two issues. Number one, they look hard as hell, and I don't really need something that's gonna wreck my legs. Number two, they're just 3D printed, so I definitely feel like after like if you're going to be using those Clark pads, you're the kind of guy who's mobbing around town. So after a few crashes with that, which is going to happen with the guys who are going to be pushing it,
Yeah.
you're definitely like probably going to smash them up.
You think so?
That's my guess. Again, sorry to Mr. Clark if I'm offending him, but that's what I'm thinking.
So you think you're gonna smash up the pads themselves?
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of those guys are going to be on their MSXs, their Shermans, their whatevers, and trying to jump stuff, and they're gonna, which is totally fine. They're gonna fall. They're gonna drop the wheel. That's what those guys are preparing to do that. So.
But I think those are designed for that, though. I think it's like the pro pads, the power pads that I got from excuse me, from NPS crew, from Alex. He sent me some power pads, and I love them, but they're hard. They're very firm, and I like them a lot. And I'm very mad that I put them on the wheel, rode it 2 or 3 times, and then I sold it, and I couldn't take them off the wheel because it was going to be glue everywhere. I sold them the pads with the wheel. I wanted to strip those bad boys off.
Those Chinese pads? Is that what they were?
The hard ones.
They're foam, but they're really hard.
Yes.
Is that what he gave you?
Yeah.
You can buy those on Amazon too.
Yeah.
I just bought some.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I really do. And again, shout out to Power Trip NYC. Thanks again for sending me those, because they were heaven sent. Like I needed that on the Monster. I was like, I couldn't ride the Monster without it anymore. Like afterwards, I was like, oh my God, this is like heaven. But so I think these are going to be the same. And he came up with a way. I don't know if you saw the video, but the side plate that for the V11, he came up with a piece that you screw in to the side plate and then attach the power pad to the side of the V11. So you'll have to see it. It looks
also the people at Mono Customize they're based in Russia. They came out with some completely custom to the V11, nice leather ones that are on the saddle portion.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go down the T, so to speak, and like give you lift, but they're going to give you that forward backward leverage, and they're like nice and soft.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I also
on their Instagram, you can check it out.
I also just ordered some, and they go right. You're talking about the ones that go right here, and they're like thin. They're not really super wide. They just go right here.
Yeah, definitely check theirs out on there. I don't know which ones you got or saw, but those are just there's a lot of options now. Actually, I guess what I'm kind of saying.
There are, and I was surprised because I was able to go back and forth. Like I'm glad Clark is sending me the Clark pad there, and I was glad that I'm trying to remember because I've been doing so many names floating through my head. My son just bought a new car, so I'm selling his car, and so like 50 people are sending me messages. So I'm like, okay, no, that was about the car. No, that was about this.
Francisco asked me why I have an anchor tattoo. He said, I'm curious because I was in the Coast Guard. I have an anchor tattoo because I'm just a huge tattoo fan. So I have this here. And I grew up near the ocean in South Florida. So it was like just a thing. And I really appreciated like the old school, like really typical tattoos. So it's like an awkward angle, but this is like a really indicative of a specific old school tattoo style that has limited color palette, specific thick lines, that kind of thing.
I like it.
But I definitely was more of a pirate in my younger days.
Arr.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the ring that I wear.
Okay.
It's all over. I've got a whole sleeve over here too, but here, I don't know if you saw this on my hand. It was like my wife and I wanted to get a matching tattoo thing when we got married. And the funny story behind that is, so we used, like, there's a guy that she grew up with who's our tattoo artist, and he's in Portland, Oregon. That's where she grew up. And like, we were going to get the same exact anchor so that like when we held hands, the anchors would be next to each other, but like opposing hands. Right. She sat down first, and she was supposed to get it on her left hand, but she's right-handed, so she just stuck her right hand out, and he did the tattoo. And then I was like drinking a Coke or something. That's like my ritual before I get tattoos. I drink a Coke, and I walk over, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And she was like, "What?" She thought I was joking, and I'm like, you got on the wrong hand. And she was like, no. I'm like, you did. I'm like, because the thing was, I didn't want 2 anchors on the same hand. I wanted one over here.
So much for that. What do they say?
Yeah, so
best laid plans.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's catch up here. The chat is like I'm way behind. Real Talk had asked, what does Mickey think about InMotion 100 volt? And we were talking about it last week.
Yeah, I was a part of that live stream. Whoever streamed that, was that your stream?
That was me. Yeah.
That was. I don't think anyone else is doing streams. Why did I say that? not with guests like that. You know, Duff is just by himself and stuff. But that sounds exciting to me. We'll see what happens. I'm always skeptical, right? Like you should be. Like, okay, it's still in motion. Like, okay, how far does that really go? You know?
Yeah. Like, but I give him credit though. You know, like you said, after riding the V11, you can't knock them. Like it's so smooth that it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I know a lot of people were like, what is he? They couldn't believe that you were praising the V11. Like people had trouble with it because it's not a top speed wheel. And I'm like, well, he doesn't only like top speed wheels. He likes quality. So that it's a quality wheel. It's not a top speed wheel, but it's a quality wheel.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because on the internet, like I got a lot of we'll call it press for my thoughts on the V11. Yeah. And I feel like half the people understood where I was coming from and half didn't. I feel like that's a win.
Yeah.
But you know what it got me? A lot of views.
Hey.
People were like mad at my personal opinions on the V11.
Too bad.
Well, one of the guys, I don't know if he's here. Da Vinci is like his name on YouTube. He's like a big fan of my channel, and he like heard all the bad press about it in like the forums and stuff, and was like, all right, let me go rewatch the video like twice to see if there's any merit to what people are saying.
Yeah.
And he came back in the forum and was like, nope, you guys are all insane. He like listed off all the great things I had to say about the V11, and because everybody was mad that I said it was boring.
Yeah.
I guess I should have threw my extra little like implicitly like because I like an exciting on the edge speed kind of wheel. That's why I felt it was boring, and people I was too highbrow. People misunderstood when I was like, well, I'm going to go fishing, and they're like, well, fishing is boring. I'm like, that's the point. I was so bored by the wheel that I'd rather be fishing. But didn't quite come across. So.
No. Well, not everybody can catch your humor. And the thing is that when you said what you said, I was like, okay. I instantly thought, yeah, he's bored because he likes high speed. You know, he's more into that. He rides in New York City in the streets all the time. Of course, he wants the more exciting, upper edge wheel. But you said a whole lot of positives about the wheel. So I'm like, okay, that's someone being honest. They're telling all these positives, but they're saying the wheel, it's not for me. I'm like, what's wrong with that? Because he said all these positives, he has to say, that's the wheel I have to have. You were honest. So I didn't have a problem with it. But,
all press is good press, I guess.
Yep. It just made me more excited to get the wheel. Like,
you know what? So, some people said probably what you're about to say. I didn't mean to cut you off, but some people said like, I understand where he's coming from because I've watched his channel for a while.
Yep.
So when Mickey said he was bored, I knew that what that meant was it's an extremely reliable, predictable wheel, and that's what I was looking for.
Yep.
So some people kind of took it. That's why I try to keep my bias out there, so you know how to take right. Like, here's my bias. I'm going to lean into it where I feel I need to, but just you can take it and go, okay. I'm not a speed person, so if he says this is a speed rocket fueled adventure, maybe that's not the wheel for me.
Yeah. So, all right. So opinionated uploads. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. He said, welcome back, Mickey.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Okay. He said, cool, I'm subscribed and I got the bell, but never got a notification for the lives. I don't know. Double check.
Well, that's YouTube.
Yeah.
That's the joke with YouTubers is like, please click notification bell, but that might mean nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry about that, buddy. I try to post, if not just on here, but I'm on YouTube, on Facebook, and I try to put it in the chat rooms on Facebook. Either the day before or a couple days before to let everybody know that it's going to be coming on Wednesday. And then when I go live, I usually take it and then put it somewhere so that you can see. Today I didn't, but I figured today, we have 57 people in here now, so I figured today people would know. But sorry you missed the other ones.
Smash that like button, guys.
Yeah. 57 people. It should be 57 likes. Let's go. Hit the like button. Yeah. Hold on. All right. Love Mickey's video. Awesome. Your editing and content. Definitely. You still get the award for the most incredible content put out on EUC, buddy. You put some great stuff out. You do, because you're inventive. Like you mentioned, and I think somebody said it to you before, either on this stream or somewhere else. You just mentioned Casey. I love Casey because Casey's creative. Casey may not have a whole lot that he's saying right then. He may have a minor message that he's getting across, but he goes the extra mile to make it entertaining to give you that message. You know, right. He'll get every kind of angle while he's telling you that message. You know, he's getting out of the truck. You see, like us who make content, we capture all this. He's getting out of the truck, but not only do you see from the angle where he's getting out of the truck, you see the angle from the other side of the truck, you see the angle from the drone above the truck. I just caught that in the one today that I watched, and I was like, he just does it, man. He just every angle, and I'm like, you know, impressed. And you do that for us when you're making videos. You put some effort into it, and you know, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it, definitely. I can tell you, I do.
That's the goal. When I watched EUC content before I decided to dive in, I never really wanted to make it because it's like kind of part of my day job too, you know. So it's kind of weird. It'd be like if you made a channel about policing or something.
Wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So
I gotcha.
I was not exactly the same, but I was a little hesitant. But the thing that I felt was lacking was there was just a lot of just sort of like just strictly information dump kind of content, you know. Yep. Just like when people are reviewing, it would just be like a laundry list, and I would just be like bored to tears. And so I was like, you know what, if I ever did this, I want to put some pizzazz behind it. And you know, it doesn't even matter to me, because like if you want to know the specs about something, if I'm specifically talking about a wheel review video, if you want to know the specs, you guys notice I just kind of drop the specs in there. It's like that's the least important. I want to, like, if I was watching it, I'd want to see what it looks like to ride. How does someone look on it? You know, like just something to entertain me. You know, I want to see EUC entertainment videos more, because there are plenty of guys who do way better reviews than me. You know, I'm privileged that I get to receive wheels and do reviews on them, but I like to just keep it entertaining.
And you do. That's the point. And like when I try to make stuff, like I know that I don't have the experience or quite the skill that you do, but when I do it, I think about it. Like I think, how do I feel when I watch your videos, and how do I feel when I watch other people's videos? And the worst videos to me are the ones where, like you said, it's just a brain dump of all the info, and then I feel like, okay, is this over yet? All right, okay, so okay, yeah, okay, click. And I want to get off, and I try not to do that. And I find myself rushing through sometimes because I have so many jobs. And I'm trying to do everything that I have to do. And that's why sometimes I don't get videos out, because I'm like, I don't have time to edit it. And it doesn't look as good as I want it to, you know? The video I just put out, it looked okay, but I wanted to do so much more, but I didn't have time. You know, I'm like, I don't have time to do it, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it out. I was subscribing to the idea that done is better than perfect, and that's helped me get through some of them. But it's hard when your creativity is going nuts. You're like, I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And you're thinking of all these ideas and you can't get them in. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah. That's like what a lot of the guys in New York were saying today about Marty's Sherman setup video. Oof. They're all watching it, but they're like, kill me now. They're like, it's useful, but dear Lord.
Yeah. And
that's not my opinion. That's just
yeah,
what I was seeing in the chat room today.
I have trouble watching long videos where, I don't know, if the video feels long, then I don't know. You know, I want it to.
I think you said if you see that timestamp.
Yep.
If Cobra sees that timestamp like 30 minutes or more, it's like, get out of town.
Yeah. I've only made like 2 videos that have 20 something minutes because I can't stand it. And I'm like, I can't watch it for that long. So I don't want to make anyone else watch it for that long. But at the same time, when you have like this content, like when you have something that's like dope, you got the aerial shots and you got this and that, and you're coming in from left and right, and you got the music, because the music is life for me. And you got all this going for you, then it's different. But when it's just going along. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. What do you guys think about? I recently, while I was in Florida, upgraded my drone. Mm-hmm. How the drone shots looking? Have they improved for you guys? Yeah. I have the Mavic Air 2 now, so
yeah, it looks good. I was gonna get that one until I got the Skydio. That thing is like incredible. I'm losing my mind over that thing.
It's interesting, like the difference in color palette between Florida and here, because when I first went down to Florida, I think the first video I produced there was my how to ride electric unicycles video, and I finished. It's like probably a 25-minute video, and I finished it. I colored it, and I was about to upload it, and when I was watching it back, I was like, "This looks like ass." So I trashed it, and I recolored the whole thing. Yeah. And actually, Duff was like, "You did what?" It's like, "You were about to upload," and I was like, "Yeah, man. I was using this sort of like, like not run of the mill, but just like I was on autopilot of how I color grade stuff in New York. But the color palette was just like electric down there. So the things I was doing just was overdoing it. Now coming back, it was like the things I was doing in Florida was kind of weird on the New York color palette, just like with the architecture and stuff. So
now you got to change it back. Yeah. And it's definitely different. That to get to like a couple of them, I didn't even color grade. I'm like, it is what it is, and I feel bad afterwards because I'm like, I don't have time to do it, and I'm like, okay, it looks decent, doesn't look great, and I'm not happy with it, but I want to put something out. Like I have at least 7 videos that I never put out, and I feel bad like if I go back now and put them out, it's gonna be funny. But I don't know. I may still do it. Who knows?
I feel like on the topic of color, for anyone else out there who's just like I'm a professional colorist by trade, so like it's a whole different thing for me. But for anyone else, like less is more. Just give it a little bit of saturation boost or something slightly. Especially if you're shooting like GoPro or Insta360 something, at the typical settings. Just crank the saturation slightly and give it some extra contrast. Call it a day.
Yeah.
The real thing of it though, like my job, which probably comes through to you guys in the channel too, is like the game, as it were. The whole game of color grading is actually not the look design, but me matching between every shot to make it feel like it was shot same day, same time, exact location, same everything. So that's the real game. So it's funny, like I have clients who go, "Yeah, we don't have a lot of money, but it doesn't need a crazy color grade." I'm like, that's actually the easy part, is me designing a unique look. The tougher part is like, how bad did you shoot this? Was your DP an idiot? And I have to like fix all the problems. So
and it's hard to do that. It's hard to do that because some shots are just so bad that you just can't bring it to where it needs to be. And I've done that with different cameras, and I'm like, I can't fix this. I can't make them look the same. So
yeah. It happens, but it's just like when it's your job, it's different. I don't know the first thing about policing.
Yeah, no, for like legit, you are definitely much better at that. And I know, like when you were talking about the GUI monitor and all that, I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You said that to I forgot who you said it to. Oh, Mad Pack. When we were talking about. He was talking about color grading, and you're like, you use a GUI monitor or CUI or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. But I was like, yeah, see, he does that for a living.
Yeah, actually, I want to talk to Matt Beck. I feel like a lot of his videos have been looking like magenta-y pink. I feel like
Yeah.
that means his monitor is very green and he's not seeing it.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless it's intentional.
No,
And
I don't think
pink
so.
thing.
But okay, wait, we got to catch up because I'm way behind. All right, I'm gonna skip through a lot of these. Scar King, he said, just stopping by to show some love. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for coming through. You know, it's definitely great to have everybody in here. Dan Miller's in here. And yes, I'm way behind. I know, guys. Levette, nice to see you. Character stretching his arms out. It's when I see those, I'm like, what is that? It's a super sticker. It's telling you what the super sticker is doing. I can't see it, but it tells you whatever action it's doing. It explains it. That's funny. Let's see here. Scroll through. She's saying, "What's up? Love the intro music to your videos." Okay. That's for you, Mickey. She said she loves your music.
Oh, did you guys check? What's his name? Wrong Way in Poland. I guess it was a few weeks ago now. I was uploading every single week when I was in Florida, but now I think I can't do it every week just because life is back in order now. Vacation is over. And the first Wednesday back when I was like, I knew I wouldn't have a video. He put out a thing on Instagram stories and was like singing the intro song. And he was like, waiting for Mickey's new video. Where is it?
I didn't see that. That's funny.
It was very endearing, and I felt sad all at the same time.
Let's see. No one has the. I can't believe no one in the U.S. has the MSS. Brian Zoom Wheels. Brian, we don't have it because it's too much money to send here. V was gonna get one, but it's way too much to send.
And there's some reason why eWheels doesn't have it too. So
yeah, well, they have their own version, supposedly the MSP High Speed Edition that I was riding, which is great.
Still slower than the MSS, I think.
Yeah, it's great, but it's not the same, I guess. Let's see. Daniel, he says, I'm riding in the Sherman now. This thing is the new king. It's better than Krispy Kreme.
Oh, I don't know if you caught that. Last night I did like a really large live stream. I went all the way to Times Square to get some Krispy Kreme because they just opened one yesterday.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Okay, that's a reference to your Krispy Kreme ride.
Yeah, it's up on. You can find it on IGTV on my Instagram. Okay. But it's mainly like me going there and then like basically I figured out the right line to get in and got some donuts and the road back. The back half turned out to be just like a sort of like a here's what it's like to ride in the city thing. I was pointing out all the streets and the potholes and the routes. And that kind of thing.
Okay. I'll have to check it out when we're done here. Oh, James Mucklin said the Clark pads are soft and squishy. So they look hard, but I guess he says they're soft. Okay. All
right, well, have Mr. Clark send me a pair. I'll do a little video on it.
He's sending me a pair. He just put them in the mail today. So I'll definitely let you know when I get them. But he sent me the MSX ones first. I'm going to use Showtime's wheel and do a video on that. And then he's going to send me the V11 ones because he has to redesign. He's
got some Sherman ones too, I think, coming. So maybe he can send me some Sherman ones.
There you go. He's definitely, if he doesn't have them yet, I know he has the for the Monster V3, so I think he has something for the Sherman too. Real talk. Thanks again for the super chat, brother. Oh, yeah. Does Mick have a favorite location to shoot? Does he have a routine he needs to complete before shooting? Are you a Rain Man? You got a routine you got to
No, I should. I kind of like him off the cuff way too much when I shoot my videos. I just kind of wing it. I have an idea and a script in my head, but I don't have like I try to change up the location. I'll put it that way. Maybe I should do the same locations, but I try to keep it fresh. Like I pick new spots in the city to shoot, so it doesn't feel like the same exact thing. But
well, isn't it the same to you? Like when I go to shoot, like you said, it's off the top of my head, whatever. Shoot this, shoot. Oh, this looks good. Oh, this feels. It's more of a feeling to me. Like I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be good. Like I don't think of I think of a location. I'm like, that would be a good place to ride. And then I go there and I'm like, whatever comes up, then I'll film.
So it depends. Like okay, so my MS Pro video, I put a lot of thought into that one. That's the most scripted, so to speak, video that I've made, and a lot of people love that video, that review video. But so, for example, though, my comparison to the S18, the V11, that one was more like I just rode those wheels. The haters online have no idea how we are personally limited, like time-wise. Like, okay, just like anyone else. Like, if you're a filmmaking YouTuber that reviews Canon cameras or something, they're like, okay, you got a week and a half. So you have to. So I squeezed in like 100 miles on each of those wheels over like a week's time, and then even extended it, making Jason mad, trying to just get as much. I can't just like on day one shoot a video. I've never ridden it. I have to put time in.
Right.
So, so for that, anyways, that comparison video, I put so much time in on those two wheels that one I didn't have to script. I had a basic idea of what I wanted to talk about, and I just rode around my parents' neighborhood and just started filming all of the things that I feel people should know. And then quickest edit job ever, slapped it together, and it's like the highest viewed video on my channel.
Sometimes it just comes together like that.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes when and it's different. Obviously, like I said, I'm not the pro at this. I haven't been doing it that long, but I know that sometimes it comes together really well with like when I'm going by my emotions and how I feel. I'm like, oh, and then other times I'll plan it out and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and then I feel it's a little too meticulous, and I'm like, and I don't end up going with it. So it depends. Sometimes planning works better. Sometimes going off the top of my head goes better. So.
I get crazy with it though. Like I'll shoot. I'll be like, okay, today I'm going to shoot everything, right? And then sometimes I'll be in the edit room and I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to go shoot this little thing so that it all kind of ties together. There'll be like a little. I feel like in the edit there's a missing piece of the puzzle, so I'll go back out and shoot a thing. But I'll get wild about it. Where like I go dress the way I was dressed on that day, in the same exact shirt. I'll do my hair the same way. If there's one strand falling, I'll pull my hair back that way. Like I treat it like a movie, you know what I mean? Like so there's times when like Chris would be like, you've been wearing the same shirt for like 4 days, dude. Like, I'm shooting a review video, man.
All right. So he says the Clark pads are softer. They use the TPU filament. Okay, I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited now.
Well, I still stand by. I think they're going to crush after a few.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see, though. We'll see.
Okay. Livette says she almost fell on her butt while riding the MSP. A lot of power. Yeah, there's a lot of power there. Okay, love my Russian power pads that are soft. I kind of want those because they said you can change the amount of filling that you put in it. You could put like pillow filling in it. So I kind of want those, but 100 and whatever.
Well, I think you have to pick it before they do it. Like you have to tell them.
Oh, okay. Well,
like you can't adjust it after.
No, you can.
It's sewed together.
Really? Some of them. It depends on which ones, because the ones I saw, somebody had in New York when I went for the Sherman debut. They were telling me he was telling me, he's like, yeah, I changed, like, the filling was like, I didn't like it, so I took some out, and then then I changed to a different. I was like, oh wow. So I don't think they all are like that, but whatever ones he had, you could adjust, and I was like, those are the ones I want.
I just don't want to wait that long.
Neither. I'm super impatient. I'm like the most impatient person that you want to meet. I'm like, I want it like yesterday, and that's why I love Amazon. I bought something yesterday. My phone, my doorbell went off. I know that it's here already. I'm like, see, this is what I mean. I love that. Let's see,
you got a nice Vincent. Some love from Vincent Chung too.
Okay. Is there any other outlets in the USA where I can purchase EUCs? Yes, EUCO. Along with eWheels, and I think there's somebody else also, right, Mickey? I think there's somebody else. Does
not EX Rev Rides, they sell, right?
No, he's just
they're asking.
No, EX Rev Rides. That's just the guy who sent me the wheel. He's just.
I thought they sell too. Maybe not.
There's a what's that guy? There is Rev Rides. EX Rev Rides is the guy who's in the chat, but Rev Rides I think is another outlet, so you might be right on that front. Um, let's see. I'm gonna skip through some. Tommy the Hustler. Tommy, I'm sorry. I'm just getting down to you guys.
Yeah.
What's up, Black Cobra EVX? I'm trying to be like you guys. Your videos are awesome. What's the next wheel gonna be, Black Cobra? How's the finishing going, EVX? Or fishing going, EVX? He ain't fishing as much. He's in New York now.
If I had gotten here a little earlier, my plan was to mess with you guys and have my fishing pole out at the beginning of the stream, but that plan fell to the wayside. I was a little late. Apologize.
As far as me and the new wheels, I know that the Gotway wheels are going to be coming my way. Jason has confirmed that he's going to be putting me in the loop for some of the Gotway wheels when they start shipping. And I'm also definitely buying a Monster Pro, so those will be headed my way. I was supposed to get the Sherman, but when I sold my Monster, I figured I got to replace it with a Monster, so I'm going to get the Monster Pro. And everybody else is getting a Sherman, I guess, so I guess I'll ride some other people's Shermans until, and maybe I still might get it, but I'm definitely excited to get the Monster Pro. I'm definitely excited to ride the EX and the RS, so I'm excited to ride those. So you'll see all of those this way sometime soon. Let's see here. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Sorry if I miss your question. If I pass over you guys, and if something you guys wanted us to answer, just hit me back, because I'm so far behind right now. So I'm gonna try and catch up. I'm gonna skip through. Scar King, my man, again with the super chat. Definitely. What's your interest levels in the Gotway EX? I see they changed the big silver shot block with a smaller block, angular one, but reposition the suspension rod. They haven't repositioned the suspension rod. Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be. They may make some tweaks. They're not adjusting that.
They're in bed, so to speak, with that design. They can't. I think all of us think the whole design is bizarre. Shaving off a piece of the edge isn't. Maybe it helps slightly, but it doesn't change the things I feel like we're all kind of questioning about that design choice.
Yeah, we are, and I can't wait. I mean, Jack wrote it from Kingsong, and he didn't really have much. He was strategic in what he said, so we didn't really get a lot from that.
I think it's hard to trust. No offense to Jack, but it's kind of hard to trust if you work for the competition, so to speak. So and I think he rode like super pre-production. You know what I mean? So
yes, he did.
Like,
and he mentioned he did
to a prototype.
And he mentioned that too. He kind of said that. So I was like, all right. So Brian's asking. He said, "Cobra, are you getting the veteran?" Brian, I had to pick a direction, and I went that Monster Pro. That something popped up, so I can get that, and I'm gonna get that. So, and like I said, so many people are getting the Sherman now. Even right here, two guys got it. So I'm gonna ride theirs. If I get an opportunity, I will buy that as well. But I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna be able to buy that. Just not a whole lot. And I made a promise that I can't break, that I will only have 3 wheels. So sold the Monster to get a Monster. Probably gonna sell my 16X to get whatever else I get. So it might be the Sherman, and it might be the EX. We shall see. Let's see. Let's skip. Oh wow, I'm way behind. Real Talk, another one from Real Talk. Does he have any disappointments for 2020 EUCs that he wished happened? That's for you, Mickey. Anything you wanted to see?
No, I actually think 2020 panned out pretty nicely for expectations of things that I wanted to see. Like, we finally got suspension wheels, and then now we see the different, soon to be the 3 iterations of that. The Sherman was a complete nice surprise.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, I don't think that there's nothing else in my imagination. I didn't go that far. So all I ever imagined is just faster, and then obviously a lot of us imagined that suspension would be something interesting one day to have. And so this year is good. It was a good year. Next year, though, as we keep saying elsewhere, I think whatever Sherman does next will determine if they kill Gotway.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with
So
that.
I think that they need to find their version of the V8 and make that famous. So that's like, I think, the most purchased wheel ever or something. So if Sherman can do that, I feel like
Wait, hold on. Say that again. What's the most purchased wheel ever?
like the V8
Oh yeah,
from
okay.
InMotion. So if they can do that,
Yeah.
they will beat Gotway. I don't think they can beat InMotion that quickly.
No,
but
no.
that will solidify them as like the new king, because they'll eventually, they will have basically done what Gotway never could do, which is like appeal to a more mass market.
Yep. And that's what they need to do.
Wheel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This Shield 400 says, Duff is my favorite. Shh, don't tell Cobra or EVX.
Well, Duff's my favorite too.
Wow, that's funny. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. How much you paid for that Sherman? Did you get it from that site?
Got it from that site called eWheels.
Yeah, no, I think he's talking to V. He's talking to V.
Okay.
Yeah, because she has another distributor she goes through. Asking about the healing. We're gonna skip. Left Leg Productions, what's up? Showing some love, appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. Robert, thanks again.
Oh yeah.
Thanks ThaBlackCobra and EVX for everything you do for the community. Off to a Zoom parent-teacher meeting. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh, I hope that goes good for you, Robert. Those are never fun. Jacked up the prices. Okay, I'm gonna skip to this one too. Yes, Vinny Chong, Vincent, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Da Vinci is my online handle at evX. The 16X is my reliable slow wheel. Any news on any reliable fast wheels to look forward to besides the future InMotion 40 wheel?
So this is the guy I was telling you in the forum who was like rebutting the insanity. But I mean, I feel like the Sherman is the fast, reliable wheel so far.
Yeah.
But for next year, or I guess the rest of the year, the only thing we have left is the Monster Pro and the X, and I guess the RS has arrived.
Yeah. So has anybody ridden that yet, though?
Surely somebody has somewhere. I know that they've gotten it in Asia and I believe Russia. So it's one of those weird Gotway years where they just, casually threw out a wheel and didn't promote it, because why promote a new product?
I mean, why,
I don't know. I really am so confused by their marketing tactics. Their business model is bizarre to me. I love them, but it's a little weird.
Oh, very weird. And I still don't understand, but I guess because they're a smaller company, I don't know. I take that back. I don't even know. I can't even guess why. I don't know what their strategy is. But, I mean, they sell a lot of wheels because they make a fast product. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they leaned heavy into, which kind of worked for them. But I think Sean, his like hypothesis is somewhat to what you were kind of saying, which is they see themselves as a mom and pop small business. So they just think of it like your local coffee shop that decides to sell a croissant one day and a scone another. There's not any reason for them to make a big announcement about it. They're just oh, tomorrow we're selling scones. I think that's how they see themselves.
I guess so. I don't know.
Which is, to be fair, Gotway, you're way bigger and more powerful than that.
Yeah, definitely. I would legitimately like to talk to someone from, both Sherman and Gotway, but that's not happening anytime soon. Apparently, I keep trying, but I would like to get them on so we can talk, because they do have a bigger voice than they know, and I think if they would start utilizing that, they would be better off. But who am I?
Now they have a new name too.
Yeah. What is it? Bigode or Bigode, or I don't even know how you say it.
Yeah, Bigode, I think.
Yeah.
Same with Sherman is, what the heck is their actual name that they trade under.
Oh, I don't even know.
Leaper Kim, I think is what it is.
Okay. So V said she's like she was told by eWheels that the MSS is a mod not endorsed by Gotway and can be dangerous with the tampering of batteries. Actually, what I was told was that the MSS was actually made by Daniel in conjunction with Gotway. That he was working with them, so there was no issues with modifications that he made. It was with them hand in hand, so there's no danger. The MSS is a dope wheel, and I'd like to get my hands on that. Let's see. Sorry, got to skip some more.
We're almost there.
I passed that too. Someone said that your angles and your intros are why they started watching videos. So another kudos to you. All right, here we go. Super chat.
Booyah!
Biggest one yet. Thank you. That's it. We gotta give her a good one. Super chat. So that was. Oh wait, was that the same one? Hold on. Let me go back to it. Is yes, that's the same one. So yeah, I don't think so, V. I really do think that they're right that it's made in conjunction with Gotway and EUC service. It's a good wheel. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, Wrong Way wrote it. Might even own one. Loves it.
Yeah, he did have an issue though. I guess him and EUC service had a falling out, and he did a good job. You know how you did when you had an issue, and you were trying to be politically correct when you were saying certain stuff, but we could tell how upset you were.
What happened with Adam? I don't that.
Something about him and his wheel and sending it back to get it fixed, and it was something back and forth with them, and it wasn't good. You can see he was holding his tongue and just trying to say things without like going in hard, and I was like, wow. And I feel bad because whatever happened, you could see it affected him. He was not happy. So go back to, I forgot which video it was, but he talks about his MSS. And he said something about him and EUC service. And I, he's starting to pause. And I was like, ooh, boy, that had to be something good.
Juicy nerd gossip.
Yes. Go ahead. Tell me. Let's see here.
Well, Adam and I are tight, so if he had a problem with them, I don't think I can like them either.
That was the problem. I was like, do I really want to know? Because I'm gonna be upset. And
whatever Adam is cool with, I'm cool with. Yeah. Whatever I'm not cool with, Adam's not cool with. Like, we're boys.
Yeah, I really, really like Adam. He's like a great dude. So, let's see. Additional. Okay, so they're going back and forth, I think, about that wheel. And again, I apologize, guys. We try to, I normally try to stay with the comments and, try to keep up, but I always get behind. I'm trying. Let's
Extreme.
See. And if you see something that I didn't see, Nikki just pointed out. Tampered wheel.
Yeah, people were asking about all the motor types and stuff. Marty was responding saying he had direct communication with Gotway, and they said it wouldn't be safe to make a 2200 watt version of the MSP. He said 2200 watt hour. What did he say? Did he mean the motor?
Yeah,
that would just be watt.
Yeah,
I think that happens. One of my videos, I said watt hour instead of watt. I say that crap like so much, and they were like, "Oh, dummy, motors are not in watt hours." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I just didn't have time to go back and like remove when I said hour on accident. Leave it alone."
So Marty had to get you back, right? He said, "How much money did you pay me to get on the live stream?" and I feel like when he was on here, you're in the background. You two go back and forth and crack me up.
We have to keep interesting for the community. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'd all be bored.
Yes, yes. And I appreciate you both because you guys, I didn't realize, I knew you had a sense of humor. Like you know, the stuff that you say, you crack me up. And I didn't realize that Marty had that kind of sense of humor until I had him on the show. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I thought he was like really just a straight laced, very, you know, but he's a little smart ass. I didn't know
I have
it.
a very like, I guess it's like a dry, sarcastic humor. You know.
Yes, you do. But again, I didn't think he did, and I didn't think he would. He said a whole lot of stuff, zinging, throwing zingers here and there. And I'm like, Marty, like, I guess I just, you know, I look at him like he's the.
That's what happens when you get that old, man. When you're over the hill like that, you get to say whatever you want. You stop caring.
He's the elder statesman of the EUC community, and I felt like, you know, he wouldn't be that way, but then he's saying stuff. I'm like, okay, he's a smart ass too.
Yeah, I mean, look, when I get that old, like, I'm gonna just say whatever I want, you know.
So got Two Slices, Gotway already lost the race. I don't even think they will catch up.
Dang.
The problem with that Two Slice is they got 3 wheels on deck. Sherman has only put out 1 wheel. They put out a great wheel, but they have 3 wheels on deck. I don't know. I don't know that they can't catch them. I'm not sure that that's the case.
I don't know. Like three wheels is like they oversaturated, like all at the same time.
Yeah, it's
like,
a bit
one of the
much.
Wheels is gonna. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not a dealer. I don't want to be a dealer, but I kind of feel like that's like you're ruining your own sales. And look, the biggest thing we all know is Gotway hurts themselves by they shoot themselves in the foot by just selling to giant group buys to us in New York, to like random dudes who want to just buy a bunch of wheels. They'll sell it. Where then you have Kingsong on the other hand, who Kingsong like freaks, they freak out and like lock your wheel if you bought it from someone you weren't supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Well, Two Slice says the build quality of the Sherman destroys Gotway by far. No doubt. I give him credit. No doubt. But I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Sorry, I was getting ahead of you. Marty agrees. Yeah. I agree with Marty that there's too many wheels being released.
Yeah.
By Gotway.
Oh, wait. No, I hit the wrong one. V needs to listen to her doctor so she heals and can attend the 2020 tour.
That's right. She does.
Yeah, I think she will. So let's see. Following the doctor's instructions. Okay, V, we hear you. We hear you saying that. Let's see.
I think you're probably one of the few people, Cobra, that's going to keep the Monster Pro in the black for them. Because I feel like who's going to pay $4,000 for a wheel, man? It's like,
yeah. Well, I
feel like it's so niche.
Well, that's the idea. Like, I think that it's way overpriced, and if there's no way that I would pay full price for that wheel. If I wasn't able to get it at a lower price, there's no way I would pay full price for it. So, and that's the only reason why, because there's just no way,
Well, there's guys in New York doing a group buy. Are you in on that one?
No, I don't think that's, if they're doing one in New York, no, because I think that's a separate deal. But I know that when I heard about it, I'm like, wait, okay, and I sold my wheel quickly so that I could get in. But I know that I would never pay full price for that. It just wouldn't happen. Let's see.
Well, so there you go. They're ruining their own. It's just weird because I guess they see it as like, who cares? We're selling it at wholesale price to whomever, anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of bizarre.
Yeah, I think it is too. Okay, he says I have direct communication from Gotway that said it wouldn't be safe to make a 2200 watt version of the MSP, so I have my doubts about the MSS. Okay, I hear you, Marty, but again, this is just me with hearsay. I really don't know. I know that Afiz was working, he's gone to the factory and he's spoken to, you know, the head of the company, and he's spoke to EUC Service, and he's great, you know, real tight with Daniel, and that's what he told me directly, that they worked together on putting that wheel together. So that's the only reason why I don't believe it's just like a ragtag mod that was done by somebody. This was something that was done in conjunction with the people who made the wheel. So
Right.
I know that it's a safe wheel. Yes, EUC Service is the only seller of the MSS. Let's see. Anybody heard info? The second batch of V11s. The second batch of V11s, I think, is coming soon.
I want to know what batch I'm in, because I'm supposed to have a V11 on the way. It was supposed to be shipped to me mid-August. We're approaching mid-September, and nothing has come in the mail, nor any shipping showing up in my email.
Yeah, and it's funny. If you've never looked for email before, you damn sure look for it when you got a wheel that's supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
Let's see. You need to bring on Marty again. Yeah, definitely, Marty. We got to get you back on the show again, buddy. Talk about your upcoming event. I want to hear him talk about the Sherman and InMotion live. Oh, okay, he wants to talk about the issues that you've had. James Mucklin says, "Don't you guys pick on Marty." Marty says, "I have wheel overload right now." Yes, Marty. Too many wheels being released. I agree. Francisco says it's just in time for extra unemployment stimulus. Honestly, I wish I was getting an unemployment stimulus check. My son got a check. I was like, what? Wait a minute. So
I didn't get it either.
I was like, I wish, because it definitely would have went right to some wheels. Much to the chagrin of my wife. She's very upset. She's like, "Why do you need 3?" I said, "Because they're different."
That's what they ask, right?
They're
right?
different.
That's what they ask
all the time.
Why? After one, the wife was like, "Why do you need more than one? I don't understand." You're like, "Listen, I'm looking at that pile of shoes in the corner over there, and I haven't said crap about that." And if I did say that, she'd be like, "Well, they don't cost thousands of dollars."
Yes. Well, and then like, and you know what I come back
maybe
with?
In their entirety they might.
No, I come back with the pocketbooks though. I don't know how your wife is, but my wife, she's got Coach, she's got Michael Kors, she's got, those bags are like $300, $400, $500. I'm like, I'm just.
Yeah, so my wife is kind of into it, but she has like a large Asian family, so they're all way more into it.
Yeah.
So when they get tired of their designer brand bag, they'll just send it to her for free.
Nice. So, well, I'm blessed because I have a wonderful wife and she's not materialistic. So I really don't have a lot to throw at her when I do that, especially because I'm the one in the family that's a spender. I spend more than she does because my hobbies are more expensive. Golf,
right.
Drones, wheels, all my gadgets, they're all expensive. So I can't really say much to her. So when she says enough is enough, I'm like, you know what? I swear to you, I will never own more than 3. I said, if I get another one, I will sell one. She said, okay. So that's why I can't break that promise.
Fair.
Yes,
I think it's a fair trade.
Yeah. So on that note, I have a wonderful 16X. If anyone wants to buy I didn't sell it because I don't want to. I absolutely love that wheel, but in order.
Are we doing giveaways?
Yes, we need to. I'm glad you just said that.
Can I throw something in the ring?
Yes. What you got?
So I started working with Lazy Rolling, the guys that make the armored hoodies and the armored jackets.
Yeah.
So for what it's worth, if you guys were looking to buy one of those, there's the promo code EVX and you can get $20 off. Doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, it's apparel, so their margins are kind of slim, but it's something. But anyways, I got a bunch of gear from them as well, but I don't need this hat. So
nice
little hat here. It says Armored on it. It's black on black.
I like
Awesome hat.
it.
It's got their little logo on the back. Brand spanking new.
You only have one of them, right?
I do have one of those, and I've got like a crap ton of their stickers. I don't know why. Thank you guys, but it was way too many stickers.
Okay, so he doesn't have any hats because he's sending that to me. So, that hat is dope.
If that's the way you want to play it.
Look at, after looking through the comments, the winner is Black Cobra. No.
Recount.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. The first person to guess Mickey's age. You get the hat. First person to type his age in there. Now I got to try and catch up because I'm way behind. Oh, right. left leg. So you might want to send that to me. Thank you for the free shirt again. Just got the MSP high speed and not getting another wheel yet. So that's ear to ear when I hit 41 miles per hour. That's great, man. I appreciate that. Actually, did you send? I got one photo with a shirt. Anybody I give out gear, please send photos with Wheel Life gear, hashtag Wheel Life gear, or send them to me so I can put them up. Two Slice says, I don't believe a fees about the MSS. Okay.
Also, some of these age guesstimates. Relax, guys. I know I have some gray hair, but chill, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me now I gotta go to the top. All right, so
yeah, come on, Zoom Wheels, Brian. Relax.
So
50. Get out of here.
Scar King is the first one to guess. Scrolling down from him, did you see the winner? You see a winner yet?
I do. I Facebook messaged you my age too, in case.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. I was like,
yeah. He's not far behind Scar King.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to the top then.
And I'm gonna regret shipping on this. Shipping is gonna suck.
Third one, winner is Leo.
Leo, I think he's in Brazil.
Oh man, Leo. So Leo, I need you to go to evX. I need you to inbox him, send him your address and stuff so he can ship you out that nice hat.
Slow shipping.
So 32, guys. 32 was the age. I see a couple of people got it. Yep, 32. Daniel Rivero got it. And speaking of that, let me do again. Daniel, you said you're going to inbox me. I didn't see Marcio Canzian. I haven't seen him in here today. And I'm surprised. He won a full set of safety gear from last week and never sent me his info. So these things can't get sent out till I send him the email. And I was like, I can't believe people are not sending me their stuff. So, all right. So let me see. Oh, hey, Shell. My niece is in here saying, what's up? Thank you, Shell. Appreciate you for watching.
But for what it's worth, I'll be 33 next month. So
yeah, you're almost 33.
So I'll be 1 year stupider October 7th.
Francisco said, I'm in New York. I'll pick it up or send it here. Let's see. No wonder Mickey doesn't know it.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to when I can hit my 40s and look back and go, who was that dumbass in his 30s?
Oh, my God. Let's see. All right.
Story, Mark. True story.
Okay. All right. So we're down. Showtime. Showtime said 37. You're wrong.
Yo, if Brian Zoom Wheels, come on, bro. He said I was 50. Get out of there.
He's remembering my age. That's all. Donate the gear to Tarzan. Tarzan won't wear it.
No.
He won't wear it.
First of all, none of you should give any money towards that silly GoFundMe to give Tarzan gear for free.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, boy.
That man is in an injury once a month, twice a month, in the hospital every 2 months, and he doesn't wear any gear. Let him earn his own way into safety. Love you, Tarzan, but come on.
All right, so
gear up.
Let me see. All right. Other than Showtime, you can't guess. How many? Okay. I'm gonna give away. Let me give. Let's see. I'll give away something. I'll give away a shirt. I'll give away a shirt. You know, I got like several different ones. First person to guess how many kids I have. How many kids do I have? I've said it several times on many streams. How many kids do I have? We're giving away a shirt. I'm gonna do it quick too.
Can I win?
Really, Mickey?
I feel like I'm close. I'm close.
Yeah, you're close. You're close. You're close. Winner! Chicken dinner. Winner! Scar King! I have 3 beautiful children. All right, so Scar King.
Vincent said 25.
He had to beat you. He had to beat you. Close, Marty. Close. 5. Vincent said Dragonfly. Yeah, a couple people were close. He's just 0. That would have been a trick answer. I should think of that. I should think of some trick answers now. Tarzan needs the gear ASAP. Left leg says, yeah, he does.
He must have amazing insurance because, you know, like I've seen some like broke people here in New York. No offense if you're broke, but I mean, who like ride around EUCs, are crazy broke and have no insurance. I'm like, I kind of hate you because you're such a burden to the rest of us. Like, come on. I think, but Tarzan was like, yes, let's go to the hospital now. Like, he was ready. He must have a great insurance plan.
No, and Rev Rides, you weren't first. He said I was first. You weren't. Look back, brother. Look back. He beat you by like 2 people. You might have typed it first, but if you look at the stream, you know how sometimes you type it in, it doesn't quite pop in yet. He beat you to the punch because I can see where you said 3. Let's see. So Scar King, I know I sent something to you before, but hit me again with your info. Just so I don't have to go scrolling back through things. And tell me which one you want. You know, I have the Wheel Life shirts in different colors, the unicyclism, the ride hard and keep it wheel. Just go on, and for anybody else, you guys know, if you go to Teespring, you can go to Wheel Life gear, or you can go to ThaBlackCobra. I have my Cobra shirts and the Wheel Life gear. So, but take a peek at what you want. Scar King, send me a snapshot. I'll send you a shirt, buddy. Let's see. Okay. So Mickey, what do you want to bring to them? What do you want to talk about? Because you're back in the city. We're happy to have you back. But what do you want to talk about today?
Oh, did you guys hear that loud noise? I feel like there's a ghost in here. Well, I don't know. Like, so, you know, in my last video, you saw that my good friend Chris over here built this amazing bike. It's an amazing little e-bike he built. It's like a custom like frame kit, basically, is the basis for it. So I'm really starting to like fall in love with e-bikes. So it's right behind me here. You can't really see it that well, but you know, one of the things I love about his bike, I've been sort of around throughout the process of him sort of building it up, and there's been some pros and cons to doing it the way he's done it, and I think he's learned a lot from it, so that if he does it again in the future, he's got some, you know, stripes he's earned of what he'll do better next time. But what I love about this one specifically is it's so like under the radar. You know, like if you, when he takes a battery off, in New York we have a lot of guys who ride like fat tired bikes that aren't electric, like it's like a thing, you know. So like if you saw it locked up on the street, it might just look like another like over the top fat tire bicycle.
Right.
That's kind of what I dig about it. Where like there are some other brands that I really like as well. Like Onyx is a really good e-bike brand. We got a lot of those guys out here riding that. But this is like, I love that it's like understated Batmobile a little bit for me. That's the way I like to describe it. It's all blacked out. I think if Chris redid it, he might do it all like raw metal or something next time.
So that was Chris that was in your last video, right?
Yeah.
That was the bike he was riding?
That's Chris. He and myself and Rue sort of started the Everywhere
Oh,
fashion
okay.
company.
Gotcha.
So, but he's sort of like the spearhead of that stuff. So, and that website will be up hopefully by October. People for years are like, when can we buy the everywhere clothes and stuff? October, the site will be up. We've had the clothes ready from our factory and everything, but we just never had the site for you to purchase. So that'll be up very soon.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, I like his bike a lot. I wish I could afford to build the bike like he built.
Yeah.
It, you know, to be fair, it's still I think it's cheaper than like the best Onyx, but it's still a lot. It's like I think he might have spent close to 4K on it or something.
Right.
But it's pretty sweet. Like when we're riding, like when he takes off with that torque,
Yeah.
the fastest EUC torque is bullshit compared to this
Wow.
amazing bike. You know, like when he takes off, I'm just like, no. MS what? MSP what? Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I want one. I definitely want to try one. And I was about to like send out some letters to, emails to a couple of companies and see if I could get one. Whoa. Oh, there we go. You came
we
back.
all froze.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what was that?
Everything froze. No, so someone was asking how fast it goes. It hits like 55, maybe 60. But with his, it's all about like the control board situation, and he's sort of like he can do things with that. I'm not completely sure how customizable it is, but like with some like Onyx or Super 73, like you get whatever they give you, right? So with this, you can kind of do your own thing.
Yeah.
So he could probably make it even faster if he wanted to.
I see.
But I really am like really wanting to find a way to get one sometime soon. I like Onyx. I like the moped design. Chris doesn't like the moped design. It's like he's like, ugh, nasty. Don't want any part of that. But I really dig Onyx. I don't love their designer. He's not been the nicest guy, but he's actually moved on. He works for Bird Scooters now, so don't rent a Bird Scooter. But no, in general, Onyx seems like a really fantastically well-rounded machine for, cutting edge e-bikes,
Yeah, I like the idea, and only if it's that high torque, like you said. But I know I can't spend that kind of money on it, so I'd like to. I mean, if they'd send it out to me, I'd do some videos and ride it. But I know that I can't spend that kind of money on that. And I mean, if I am, I'm still more into the wheels. I was gonna buy one, like not a higher end like that, like just a lower end to get my wife, because she won't ride a wheel. She got injured snowboarding with me. She's like she's kind of done doing the crazy stuff with me. So
the Super 73 might be up her alley then.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Something along those lines. I want to get her something so that we can go out. I can ride my wheel. She can ride that. And so if I do want to get up to speed, she can really get into it. And if she gets tired, we can keep going. So that's my thought. I don't know if you saw what Francisco said. He said YouTube is shutting the lights off when we all froze. Thought that was funny.
Probably. Yeah. I don't think they care about our dinky little niche market.
No, they don't. So he said, great show. He had to go. All right, buddy. See you next time. And EX Rev Rides, he said the chat has a delay between each person's client, so it's not accurate as to who answers first. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense. But
well, then you just got to respect Cobra's
there you
decision,
go.
then.
That's it. I'm going by what I have in front of me, and by what I have, that's the order that I'm going off of. So, and that would explain why a few times people are like, well, no, I was first. I was like, no, I'm looking at it. But that, I guess on theirs, maybe it looks out of place or a different order. So, hey, Zoom Wheels said, keep it EUC, Cobra. Hey, Brian, I'm all over the EUC. I ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. I just want to ride one. And I really want, like I said, I want the wife, maybe my kids. I want them to be able to ride. I'll ride it a little bit, but I really, I'm still all EUC. Francisco said Florida's making evX soft. No more e-bikes.
Nah, that's a New York thing, man.
Oh man, Zoom. Oh wait, no. Real Talk asked, did Zoom Wheels, did he break the record? He didn't get a chance to. It was too windy that day, so.
I'm gonna try to break your record on my end for what it's worth.
There you go. Yeah, I knew you. I figured somebody in New York would at some point.
But I just need the freaking wheel to do it.
Brian Zuma says, if you want an e-bike, put a seat on your shirt, on your EUC. Yo,
I have one coming.
Yeah,
it will be on there. Don't worry.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that. That freaking seat of his is amazing.
Yeah, don't worry, man.
Let's see. Simon said, Cobra's decision is final. That's right.
Yeah, man.
As a matter of fact, let me write down. It was Scar King, because I'll forget who won. Got a list every week. Let's see. Scar King shirt. Okay.
Somebody said they knew it was over when I got on Duff's M10-3.
Oh, that's funny.
But to be fair, like all the things that we love about EUC exist in an e-bike, a top-of-the-line e-bike form, right? Like,
yeah.
The torque on there is off the charts. The speed is high speed. The only difference is obviously like you can't cut out, you know. So I like somewhat of the danger of an EUC, right? I guess, but I don't know. The bike thing is just different. I would never give up. EUC is my main man. You know, that's my main squeeze. But the bike thing is just another. I'm an EV head, so
yeah. It is what it is. It's just there's just too many. I want to ride some of everything, honestly. I do. And EX Rev Rides is gonna get a shirt anyway. Don't worry about it, Scar King. Yeah, but I appreciate you. He said he'll transfer his shirt over if he really wants one. I appreciate that. Yeah, and he was just explaining, and I appreciate you did because I didn't know that was the case. So let's see. When you're doing a live stream with Jimmy Chang, what's funny? Jimmy Chang said he wouldn't do it. Jimmy Chang he didn't feel like he sounded like he didn't feel like he was enough of an authority. And I tried to explain to him, it's just content creators. I also have people from executives from the companies, but I do a lot of YouTube content creators. I said, and you make good content. So he's like he said he didn't really feel like he was enough of an authority to do it. And I said, all right. So I said, all right. Him and the only two that said no were him and Kuji. And I was like, all right, no big deal. I wanted to, because I do respect both of their opinions and what they say. So, and their content. So, but it is what it is. Let's see. As a matter of fact, I saw Chrissy in here. Chrissy, I didn't see Kevin, but somebody asked me, what's your progress on making a bodyguard for the V11? And I know you guys are waiting to get a wheel. I don't know if you got it yet, but if you would let me know, if you're still in here, Chrissy, let me know if you guys were able to make one for, I'm going to email you when I'm done here anyway. Press record? What did I miss? Oh, Francisco says, how is EVX going to do a video about e-bikes? Scar King says, press record.
I like that, Scar King. Exactly that, man. It's I do have to tell the e-bike guys, can you go a little slower? Can you just don't hit the gas just yet. Just
Well, you said that about what's the name too, right? When you were doing profiles on people, that you try to tell them, keep it smooth and easy, not like, this is not super turbo.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of like, I want to showcase how you ride, and that's a big part of it. But people have to remember, I'm doing like 100 things at once.
Yep.
I'm also riding at top speed with you. I'm watching out for the potholes. I'm holding a giant gimbal, and I'm also trying to frame up a shot, make sure it's in focus, make sure I'm not overexposing or underexposed. Like I'm doing so much at 40 miles an hour that I'm like, just roll it back a little bit, just so we can have some breathe. I don't want to worry about cutting out like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Especially on that Nikola.
Yeah. Well, like once you're on the Sherman and you got a higher top end and, more battery and all that, then maybe you won't feel, but I get it. It's like, hey, give me a minute here. Let's do some smooth shots, not such, so I get it. So Chrissy says, Chrissy's answering, I'm sorry to cut you off. Chrissy's answering what I just asked. She said, we held off ordering as we have been waiting 1 month for the S18s to leave China. Oh, man. Chrissy, V11. Please order it.
Well, to be fair, the S18 might need more love on this.
True.
On that wheel.
Yeah, definitely. And
maybe their bodyguards will hold it from exploding into a million pieces. The S18.
Scar King is asking, are you going to do more rider profile videos?
Yeah, the plan is to just sort of like scatter them throughout the year through my channel, because I feel like I'm doing well when people go, oh man, love that one, do more, and then I just give it some breathing room, Yep. Just like a good story, just hold something back. So I did shoot a few before I left for Florida, but I feel like I might have to reshoot some of those. But yeah, they're more on the horizon, but I'm not going to transition to like one a week or anything crazy like that.
Okay.
What I don't want is people to be like, we love those rider profiles, but then they became stale because they were every week.
I got you. No, you spread them out pretty good, because the last one I didn't see, the way you do it, I didn't see it coming. And I like that. Chrissy says that's the plan. Chrissy, I don't know if you heard, but all that work you guys did on mine, I really appreciate. But when I sold the Monster, the guy bought the bodyguard also. So now I don't have any. And I was so in love with that. I know you saw the photos. I finally did get it under or over my power pads. And I put I even let them keep the custom peg, the custom spiked pegs or pedals. I'm like so upset about. Okay, I gotta stop talking about it because I start getting upset when I think about it. I didn't have like any grip tape, so I couldn't like go back and take those pedals off and keep them. But I had ordered them. The guy doesn't make them. He said, I'm not making any more pedals right now, so I can't get them. And I sold them with the wheel. So I'm a little upset. Anyway.
People are requesting different people I should do a profile on.
Yeah.
I would love to do one on everyone. I do put some more, or I guess different thought process into those. Like the guy I did in Miami, like I really got to know him and wanted to know what makes him unique as a rider. Mm-hmm. Not just like, does he ride fast? Like we got that out of VT. But, I really want you to, like, I want to make it more documentary style so you get to know the rider, just to showcase just how diverse the community is, from how people look, what they do for a living, what their like personal mantra is, like all that kind of stuff. Just uniquely, like Robert was my favorite so far because, I think I did, sorry, not Tashawn. Tashawn's on the docket, don't worry. But I did VT, I did Tom. So he's an e-boarder, and I did Robert in Miami. And Robert's was my favorite so far because it was the deepest I dived into him. As he's an architect, so the way he got into it was he was looking out a window one day in San Francisco, is where he was living at the time, and he saw a guy on like a slow InMotion wheel, and it like sparked his architect's mind. He was like, the scale of the man floating through the tall building just made my brain explode in a good way. And that's how he got into it. And that's like when he's riding around, he's like sort of like feeling himself, like looking at, going, yeah, me against this tall building, that's what's up. He's looking at the angle, like all that stuff I never would think of.
Right.
Personally.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to showcase that for anyone that I do. So there's a little bit more effort. So someone mentioned doing one on Kitty rides. She's actually in town. I'd like to do it on her.
Is she still there?
Yeah, I don't know how much longer she'll be around. I kind of have to like think through the angle of what I would take for hers. But that could be a possibility. But definitely Tashawn is on the docket. I shot something with Chris Yim, but I feel like I need to reshoot it. It just wasn't a great day when we did it.
Yeah.
He's kind of like he like gives you only so much time. Okay, here we go. I got like an hour. What do you need? Like I'm trying to rush this to get it all in. So I think I need to redo that with him.
Yeah, that's never good when you have to rush, and it's not a good feeling. So Chrissy says that she says we will sort your V11 out. I hope so, Chrissy. Thank you very much. Please, please, please. And of course, you know, I mean, all the new wheels coming out. There's just so much. I don't want to. I'm glad I didn't buy one for the 16X because with everything coming up, this is probably one of the ones that's going to hurt me even more than the Monster because this wheel is like, it's everything. I like this wheel. The only thing it doesn't have is top speed. So I love the 16X and I don't want to sell it, but to stay with my promise, I will. So I'm glad I didn't get anything for that. But I definitely want a cover for the V11, especially after this guy dropped it today and broke my heart. So if I had a cover on it, maybe that wouldn't have happened. But it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, I see people suggesting names to you. Zoom Wheel says, if Gotway bring out a harder shell for their wheels, they will be back in the game. I agree. Their issue is their shells are crap, and their batteries eject. Honestly, the new shells don't look any better, and that's the problem. So I'm kind of concerned about getting it. So I'm hoping that you come up with a bodyguard real quick for the Monster Pro. Let's see. Francisco says he passed Sean in the FDR, and then he was hooked. Oh man, I got into because I always wanted to be a human pizza cutter. The world is my pie. Okay. Moonlad said, can we see the damage on your V11? I think I can show you here. I don't know how. Yeah, you can see it. So this cover, it cracked. This piece is missing. It broke right off, and that's the cover for the right above the rear light. It's all dirty because I was riding through the woods.
Who did you say? Who broke this?
Anthony Edwards.
Bro.
Yeah. I know. I don't even say it. Yes. And you can see I put my Cobra sticker on one side and the Wheel Life on the other side. Yeah. Anthony did that. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mickey. I know that brain of yours.
Did you give to his hospital bills? Because I feel like he needs to get some of that back for breaking your wheel.
Well, he told me. He said, tell me how much is I'll pay for it. Oh. The thing is, we weren't even going fast. Like was
he wearing a helmet? Marty's asking,
yes.
Was he wearing a helmet?
Yes, Marty.
Okay.
He was with me. He definitely had on a helmet.
Somebody asked what stand I use.
Same.
This is what I use.
Yeah.
Got the Duff stand. This is a custom one he made for me, all in red.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with the white writing. Yeah. See, there you go. We stand by EUCArmy.com.
That's it.
Duff's the man.
The Duffinator. Oh, wait. As a matter of fact, hold on.
There you go. Oh, you got the new one. You got the adjustable.
Yep.
The adjustable one.
Yeah. I just got those recently. But yeah.
Yeah, someone said Anthony needs an e-bike. Who knows? It might be worse for him. I don't know.
You know what's funny is he said to me right before I let him ride it, he said, I got my luck is so bad. And we were doing something. He said, nah, don't do it with me here because my luck is so bad. And I was like, nah. I said, nah, you're good, man. And he's getting used to his Sherman. And I'm like, you want to try the V11? He's like, yeah. So we swapped. And I said, yeah, go across the grass. It's cool. And then there's an area where it's got small block cement,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like block after block, so it's like bumpy. And I said, that's a good spot so you can feel the, he's like, this ride's really high. I'm like, yeah, it does. Plus I have the seat. So he's riding, he goes around, he's like, boom, boom. He's like, yeah, yeah. Then all of a sudden I watched it like in slow motion. He goes, whoa, and he falls off, and I'm like, grab it. I'm thinking, grab the seat. And I watched it go, he fell, and like, he was only going like maybe 10 miles an hour, not even. And it fell forward, and he didn't grab it in time, and it went boom. It bounced off the ground like 3 times in succession. And every time it banged, I'm like,
your heart broke.
And then I saw the thing pop off and break and spin through the air. I'm like, but I was like,
I think you're like twice his size too. He should have been frightened in that moment.
No. I mean,
he should have turned around and been like, bye.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't even. I was like, you know what? I can't be mad because, I wanted to allow him to ride. I wanted to, swap so we could ride a few minutes. And I kind of, when we were talking about the suspension on the wheel, because we were going through the woods, and he was like, you weren't even scared going through that. I said, no, because this wheel, I know it's going to absorb all that. And I said, you want to try and see? I wanted him to see it. So I kind of wanted him to get the experience. And, and I
feel like the suspension needs to be tailored to each person too. So maybe it launched a bit.
No, because he's honestly, he's almost as heavy as I am. He's almost as big as I am. Anthony's like 215. I'm 230, but he's 215. So, that's why I thought about it. I said, it's almost the right area for him. And it was a little low because I didn't put air in it. So I was like, I think this would be perfect for him. And again, we were barely moving. Like, if we were like going good speed, I could see it. But he just wasn't used to the height. And he's like, oh. And he just kind of.
To be fair, like, I feel like that annoys me the most about the V11. Like the final production model, all the adjustments they made, I feel like it was like perfect the way it was. With it didn't have a negative chamber. Remember, they increased the travel, so because of that, they had to raise the the height of the pedals. So everyone now is like, oh, ride super high. I feel like I don't love that they did that to it, to be honest.
I didn't ride the pre-production wheel, so I don't know where it was. But I know that
much lower.
Riding this one, I love it. Honestly, and today made me love it even more, because going through the woods, I'm telling you, there were so many spots he couldn't make it through on his Sherman because it's so low. And I went through it like butter because mine was so high that I wasn't hitting the sides. I went right through the trail. Some of the trails were like narrow and turned hard and sharp. And I'm like nailing it. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to make that corner on that Sherman, buddy.
I think the whoa might just be a little Anthony.
You might be right. That's why I want to take some more people through those trails.
Like, to be fair, when he had his awful accident, I don't think he was going that fast there either.
He was not. And that's why it shocked me, when he got that hurt. I was like, he wasn't even going that fast,
Full face all the way, baby.
Yeah, you got to have it. Legit. Matter of fact, he was down here in my basement with me, and I was like, dude, you want to wear one of my other helmets? because he has a motorcycle helmet, and it's...
Oh, right, I've seen that thing.
Yeah,
it's massive.
It's so big and heavy. I'm like, dude, you want to wear one of my other helmets? They're lighter, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, all right. As long as he has a helmet on. I was like, as long as you got a full face helmet on, we good.
It unrelated, but it reminds me, Chris and I started an e-polo league here in New York City. So we do unicycle polo.
Okay.
And the more we've played with people and the more it's built up, the more Chris is like, I think I need to start wearing a full face helmet for polo. Because I wear no gear. We're not going that fast. But the more it's built up, the more people are diving in with us. Like, it's getting hyper aggressive. Like, I don't know if you guys watch bike polo in the past. Like, that's like a big thing here in New York.
Okay.
Guys on bikes do bike polo, but it's a pretty docile sport. It has some falls once in a while, but like on unicycle, it's wild, man. Like it can get real gritty sometimes. So we've had to establish some rules and stuff. But he's like, I think I have to get a full face for polo now.
Yeah, if it's aggressive and there's a lot of people, you just, I don't care who you are, you gotta be prepared. You know?
We do like 3-on-3, and it's like that's enough.
Yeah, that's cool. I just saw somebody who they were doing it with one wheels, and they were scooping the ball with the one wheel, and I was like, wow.
That seems like a death trap.
It actually looked like a lot of fun though, but I was like, they're so dangerous. I was like, but it looked like fun. They were. I mean, there were some good shots. I was like, they got a lot of skill because I don't know if I could do all that on that. So
the funniest part about EUC polo is when you run over the ball. So if you run over it at just the right angle, you'll just pop over it. But that's like rare. If you run over it at just the wrong angle, you slip out and you fall. So so what usually happens is somebody goes to pass the ball to you and you just kind of miss it and it goes under your pedal right in front of you, and then you run over it and slip out and fall.
Oh boy!
So I can't imagine on a one wheel that might be 10 times worse.
It might be. It looked like fun though. I didn't see any of the bad stuff. You know how they don't put that doesn't make the video. So,
yeah.
So V said, folks that have the propensity for falling off wheels should not be allowed to test new wheels, slow or fast. Duh. You're right.
I think Cobra just you got a new policy coming from your friends. No one rides your wheels. I love you all, but you don't get to ride.
I don't know. He has a new wheel. I have a new wheel. I figured that, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? Well, I know the answer now. She said the last time I said that to someone, they got in their feelings and left me and made me miss Marty's tour last year. Okay. Sup, sister? I think that's sister. That looks like a guy, so I don't know. C1 stuff. I don't know. How do you say it? Claude says, can't be mad, but it still hurts. Yes, it still hurts.
Yeah.
Francisco said he got the experience of launching.
Duff got a few of those close calls, though. He got launched from his V11.
So Shield says, to tether or not tether to your wheel? What's my opinion? Well, what's your opinion? I don't think there's any way in hell I would tether to my wheel. I'm sorry.
Power pads are the closest you'd get to that.
Especially when you've fallen at high speed, anything more than 20 miles an hour, there's no way in hell you'd ever want to be attached to that thing. It goes, it's like all over the place and goes flying. To have it spin around and come back at you because it's hooked to you, nah, I'm good. I'm all set. I saw one video where the guy fell and the wheel went right past his head. I'm like, no. All set.
Oh, there's some amazing, I don't know where to find it exactly, but fail videos of EUC guys and their wheels attacking them after they fell.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, no thanks.
When I fell off mine, it went, and I was like, whoo, shit. Like, I'm thinking, that could have been me. Like, I could have been on the other side, and it went by me, and I was like, it could have ran right over me. I'm like, nah.
Right.
That's a hunk of metal I don't want to get hit by.
I mean, Tarzan. Imagine if Tarzan was connected to his on that recent fall.
I didn't
over here in New York.
I didn't even see that recent one. I didn't see it yet, but
so it was really bad. All things considered, he walked away with pretty good injuries.
Okay.
But like he had nothing but a helmet on, and he was going 45. He was doing something that I don't actually recommend to anyone. I think it's pretty silly, but he went on the highway here in New York. And he was just on like the on-ramp, but there was like a succession of 3 giant potholes. And at 45 miles an hour, two big things happen. Number one, it's super quick, so you don't really have time to like veer out the way. Number two, 15 minutes before that, he had bragged to me and a lot of other people that he had pumped his tire pressure to 57 PSI.
Oh, so he had a super hard tire.
He had the world's bounciest tire on the face of the planet because he's got the street tire on that Sherman, pumped to 57. And when I asked him why, why do you have it so high? His answer was like, "Oh, I'm just trying something different." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet you are trying to kill yourself, bro."
Yeah, that doesn't.
I
make
actually
sense.
rode his for a couple of minutes, and I was like, "It's like riding a beach ball. I couldn't do it." But yeah, so then when he hit that first pothole, there's videos all over the internet now, but it launched him like waist height into the air. And then when he came back down, he hit like 2 or 3 others in succession to where there was because of his PSI, there was no way that guy was recovering, and he just fell into a high speed roll, kind of thankfully.
Yep.
But his wheel went flying, and there was a car next to him, so it could have went into that car and smashed into that's a 77-pound wheel. It could have went smashing into some window on the highway.
Yep.
And then he went to the right, thankfully, and rolled, and he just missed like a curb. Like if the top of his head, despite having the TSG helmet on, had smashed that, he'd have been lights out.
Yeah.
He did a big roll, and he rolled through glass, basically. Like so, his arms and his legs were cut up because, again, all he was wearing was a helmet. It was a wild crash. I kind of missed it, actually. I was like chilling, riding at the back. It was a 120-person ride.
Oh my God.
So he was like up at the front, obviously. And I was like riding with some of the e-boarders, chilling in the back, just taking it easy. And I kind of missed it. We all stopped, and I was like, "Why are we stopped?" And someone's like, "Because of the wreck." I was like, "What wreck?" I didn't even notice. But there's plenty of video for you guys to see it now.
Yeah, I got to check it out. So V said Cobra just wanted to ride the Sherm. Honestly, V, I did want to ride it. I'm not gonna lie, but it was more that I wanted him to be able to ride the V11 because you guys see me. I like to share. That's what I'm a sharer, you know. So he had made so many comments about how I, going through there, and first he was like, I'm not gonna get a suspension wheel, and I don't think I need all that. I got knees for that. I don't need, he made some of those type comments. So then once we were doing the off-road stuff, I kind of saw that he was like, I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, not saying that you have to have it, but do you see the advantage of it? How I'm killing these trails and you're having a lot of trouble. There's a difference. So he was like, yeah, man, you just went right through. Okay. So now I'm like, now I want him to experience it. So I'm like, we don't really ride together, barely ever. We never see each other. He works so much, I work so much. So I was like, dude, this is probably the only time he's gonna get a chance. So I'm like, go ahead. And yeah, I wanted to ride the Sherman, but I know I'm gonna ride the Sherman a lot because everybody's getting them. So I'm like, I'm not really like, thinking I'm not gonna get to ride it. And I told him when that seat comes in from Brian Zoom Wheels, which is on the way, thank you, buddy, I'm gonna, have him come over, and I told him we'll do a video together and he can, I can use his. And he's like, yeah. So I was just trying to share, and I still feel really bad because I'm like, me and my damn sharing. It's like I should have just kept it to myself, and I'd be all right now. But
famous last words.
Yeah. Claude says, I'm not sure you can ever have enough gear. No, I don't think you can.
I have been riding a little less gear when I'm doing more chill things. People were surprised last night when I rode to Times Square. I didn't have anything but just my wrist guards on. But I was just like riding pretty slow to go pick up some donuts. I can honestly say, I think in my video on safety, I said this with Duff, the most naked we'll ever get is like just wrist guards, because we know at the very least, like if the wheel just cut out, like I can just reach forward and slide on my wrist guards. Now, usually what I would do is technically the most naked I would be is my wrist guards and my knee shin stuff.
Hold on. Did you have a helmet on?
No. I was just keeping it chill.
Wow.
So someone asked,
listen, you get a.
But I was going like 10 miles an hour.
That don't matter. You get a boo. You get a boo from the Cobra, because your head, you cannot protect it in a fall. You cannot protect that.
To be fair, I took Tishan's fedora. I rubbed it on my head first.
Okay, then you were good.
But I've actually just being honest with you guys, I've been wearing the helmet less for just like chill rides in the neighborhood, but I'll never go with no gear. Like I have something to where I can slide out on if I were to fall, like my knees and my wrists, you know.
Well, right. So you just added, when you say knees and wrists, then you're good as far as the other gear. Like I've ridden around the neighborhood without a helmet before with Showtime, and I'll never do that again because I have bad luck too, just like Anthony. I think that's why the wheel fell, because me and him were together and the stars in the middle. No. Anyway, but when I fell in Boston, I slid and I got up like nothing, like, and brushed myself off and realized I forgot my knee pads. And I was like, oh my God, if I only had my knee pads on, I wouldn't have had a scratch on me. But I left my knee pads. So wrists and knee pads must. And I think helmet, because if that wheel hits you or you hit a curb when you fall or something, you only got one noggin. It controls everything. So it scares me to go without a helmet. Let's see.
I feel that. I know some of the older riders in New York have abandoned helmets for just like grocery store runs, things like that, because they feel the comfort. As I said, I feel it too. The comfort in knowing, like, I know how to fall them, slide out of my wrists and my knees if I'm not wearing a helmet, like that kind of thing. But I would never do it if I was going on a ride with some people. I completely would wear a helmet.
My biggest problem is that, I'm law enforcement, so I see so many accidents. And it's like most of the time it's motorcycles that they didn't have a helmet on. And they're like, he wasn't even going fast. He just went around the corner and then bam, and squished his melon.
Totally.
Or a car hit him. Like, remember that video? I just saw an EUC video where someone was going around the corner and the car just hit them and they went flying. I was like, ooh, like, you never know. It's like this, bless you. It's the scariest thing.
That's how Chris got hurt.
Yeah, it scares me.
That's why he's riding the bike now.
Yeah.
Because he was just riding around the block in his neighborhood, and a woman in a Beamer cut him off.
Yeah. And
then he slammed into her and rolled over the hood. He was fully geared up. I would argue he had some subpar knee protection on, but he had some. Yeah. And it wrecked his knee, man. He was out for like a year.
It's upsetting.
Ride.
It really is upsetting. So Francisco says, can he join your polo club?
Of course. We want more and more people. Our goal is to get four teams. And once we get close to that, we're going to have some like big sponsorships. So it'll get us a lot of other cool things.
Yeah. So Tommy the Hustler, I appreciate the super chat there, buddy. So he says, I'm just starting out. I have a couple videos up. I'm trying to learn how to grow in the EUC community. Any advice for a newbie creator? Listen, Tommy, I can tell you I'm newer at it than evX, most definitely. And I can tell you, just keep plugging away. Honestly, I think that your feeling and emotion come through. So just make content and feel it. Like, if you're enjoying yourself and you make videos, just keep doing it. And the real big key is giving back or giving something of yourself. Like I said, I like to share. I love doing these live streams just because I feel like it brings us together. And if nothing else, I'm sharing a community and an opportunity for us to come together. So just keep sharing and you'll be good, man. And don't let the numbers bother you. That's the biggest key. I know we look, I want more views. I want to get to, at least 1,000. And I was the same way. And I'm like, if I could just get there. But just keep plugging away. You'll get there.
It's disheartening on the other side because so far, if you run the numbers, EUCs like that content on social media, YouTube, whatever, so far has no chance of even reaching some of the larger sort of names out there. It's way too niche, which is ironic because if you were to like watch like YouTube guru people who tell you like how to grow your channel and stuff, they would tell you niche down.
Yeah.
Keep it super, super niche. I'm like, I started in the most niche thing ever. You run the numbers. It's not there. You're never going to hit. Pick your favorite YouTuber of choice that hits hundreds of thousands and millions. It's once in a while. There's always some, like when the Z10 came out. I think Robert Ace, one of his videos hit like 1 million views, and then Coogie's randomly hit 1 million views for the Sherman. Something just always gets randomly picked up. But as far as like constant sort of like massive level of people watching the stuff we talk about, so far it ain't big enough, man. It's not going to get there. Somebody was asking what's the armored jacket I was giving codes for. It's for lazyrolling.com. So any of their apparel that you want to purchase, I don't actually think it includes hats, but any of the jackets, you can use the evX discount code, just evX, to get a little discount for yourself. If that's what some people think they're dumb. Some people love them. So if you're into it, there you go, community. I got you all a discount.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about getting one. Has anyone heard of E-Wheels Polo? Yeah, he was just talking about that, Chrissy. They have a polo club over here.
Yeah, we kind of felt that polo is really, really fun, and every new person we show it to is like, oh my god, this is addicting. I had no idea. It's like almost like they discovered a new EUC. But just the wanderlust in New York is a little over the top now. It's like there's a ride every single day to nowhere, and at this point, like I've been in the scene long enough to, I'm like, I don't need to do a ride to Connecticut and back. It's just, I don't. So we like, let's try this. And it really works. It's really fun. So if you guys live in New York, please come do it. There's no prerequisite. We can teach you how to play in 5 minutes and you'll be utterly addicted.
I believe it. What size is the ball that you play with?
I think I have one over here. Let's see. So this is, we use an orange one normally, but this one's at the ready. This is my glow in the dark one that I have. So this is the size ball. It's like. And
you're actually using a polo mallet?
So this is the mallet.
Okay.
This is the mallet here.
Okay.
So got the Everywhere logo on there for you.
Okay.
But yeah, so these are the mallets, and actually we bought a bunch just to let people use them. And one of the guys recently, we were like, here, you can keep one of these mallets, have at it, go practice. We'll see you next week. And he was like, no, I'm going to buy my own. I'm going to buy a couple. Like, I'm in. He was just like obsessed. I think it costs like maybe like $40 on whatever site we were using. But yeah, this is a mallet. It twists apart in the middle too, so you can shove it in a backpack. But there it is.
I'd like to try it. So let me see. Zoom Wheels Brian says, why are EUC riders wearing skateboard helmets? Because they're easy, cheap, and they feel comfortable. They're not realizing that if you fall, you need all this jaw protection.
I wear a mountain bike helmet personally.
Yeah, but the mountain, you're talking about your full face mountain bike?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's a mountain bike helmet. It's made for that hard impact downhill. So if you hit the ground, it's going to protect your jaw. He's talking about those little light, I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah. No one really has created an EUC helmet yet, right? So, like, for example, you got Rurock, who makes snowboarding helmets, and they're trying to get into our scene. Right. They really infiltrated the e-skate scene. Then you've got, like we said, just skate helmets that there isn't. I think a lot of guys too came from at least in New York, they came from e-skate. So they just had skate helmets and they didn't know any better. And they just were like, oh, I'm just gonna keep using this. They never had a fall like Anthony, so they don't know. Yeah,
his really look, I still have my full face I can't think of the freaking name of the helmet. But Steelbird. And I like it, but it doesn't have enough room in front. It's close. So plus it doesn't have a lot of airflow. It feels okay, and it's light. I love how light it is, and I love the look of it. I feel like Iron Man when I'm wearing it, but I started wearing that Demon Podium because it has so much airflow. And then when I found those new goggles that are reflective, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good to go because I like it because I can talk and you can hear me. I can get
Right.
some air all through it, and it doesn't feel the same as when I drop that shield on the other helmet. It's like nothing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hold up. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I said, no, I don't like doing that all the time. So
The airflow thing is interesting because a lot of guys, once they think, okay, skate helmet's not for me, they look to moto first usually, unless they're kind of been in the scene and they've kind of heard us talk about it. But moto helmets brag so hard about all this airflow, but you have to remember they're talking about minimum speed 40 miles an hour.
Yes.
That's the basis. So you put a moto helmet on in the middle of summer in New York City, you're going to be dying. I've done it. I did that for a while. So that's why I went with the motocross kind of helmet, because those guys aren't going that fast. Right. You know, so it's so much better. And you know, I put video of it in my safety video, but I took that massive wreck when the guy hit me on the Manhattan Bridge with his bike, and when I fell that, you know, after my initial body hit, the first thing I thought was, wow, I just slid this thing out. This could have been detrimental and like killed me, but
yeah,
I slid it out. And then my second thought was right after my face. So first I slid out on my stomach, and then I thought, oh, I slid this out, and then my face slammed into the concrete, just like right here. And my next thought was, this helmet was worth every mother penny I spent. You know, like that's a good feeling.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, I felt shock, like jostled, but I didn't feel like, oh, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
That was legit.
I feel you. Brian says, I only wear a motocross helmet, 900 grams. See, but Brian's got some great helmets because he came from the motocross world. So his helmet is not just like, I looked at his kind of flares out at the neck. I was like, he's got like a legit motocross helmet. And the issue is a lot of people don't want to pay, you know, as much as you have to pay for a super legit helmet. You know, so we're trying to get there, but not get there.
I think we definitely talked about that. People are like, oh, I just spent, you know, $1,000 to $2,000 on a wheel. Now I got to spend $200 on a helmet that's going to protect. Geez, plus wrist guards, plus y'all are saying shin and knee. This is a never-ending money pit. Like I feel like that's what happens, you know, because they were like, oh, I just saved up enough money for this wheel, and then so I understand it, but yeah, for sure. Like I love my helmet. It's from Liat. I have all Liat gear, so I'm like a big fan.
Yeah, I want to get it, but the $100 for just the knee pads. I was like, same thing. I was like, you want to do it because you know it's necessary, but then you're like, do I really want to keep spending money? And my wife starts looking, how much did you spend? And I'm like, so I want them. I'm gonna get them.
Yeah,
sure.
I have the $100 shin knee guard things from Liat. I think my helmet was at the time. I think it's more now. I must have had a deal or something, but I think I spent like $116 on my helmet.
Me too.
I think now it's like close to $180. I feel like
damn.
Same helmet. I must have got like Black Friday. I don't know, something like that. But still, I think it's worth it compared to. I think it's better than the TSG, to be honest. I know that the TSG is sexy. I bought my wife a TSG pass, but she ain't going the speeds I'm going.
No, honestly, when I got the podium right around the time I realized, I'm like, wait, Mickey's wearing the same style helmet, like the BMX style, you know, dirt bike style. I'm like, okay. And then I started wearing it, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go back to my other one because I like But every time I go out, I reach for that one. So that podium is gonna, you know, it's just, I don't know, I like it. And then, like I said, the mirrored goggles give me some of what I was getting, the feel and look of what I was getting out of that Steelbird. So.
And you wear a chest plate?
Personally? Oh yeah, I wear that the motocross armor. So it's got the shoulders and arms and chest and everything. So I'm fully kitted up when I go out.
I have levels. I'm deeply invested in different levels, like depending on the riding, right? True, so I have a Liat like chest and back roost thing. But like I said, I use my lazy rolling armored jacket for most normal rides. Yeah. So it's gonna protect me, but it's not gonna protect me at like a 55-mile-an-hour crash. Right. So like if I'm just hanging out, riding around, the lazy rolling armored hoodie is gonna do a lot of protection. You know, it's got the elbow, the shoulder, the back.
Yeah.
But not if I'm going wild on my Sherman.
Yeah. So, you know, it depends. And I'm the same way. I have enough gear that if I'm doing a ride like with my family, we're going on a bike. Well, I won't do that anymore, actually. But we went on a bike ride and I rode my wheel. So obviously I was going really slow. On that kind of ride, I need whatever the best air. So I wore elbows, knees, and my helmet. I didn't put the whole motocross jacket on. I was like, I'm not going to be doing 30 miles an hour. I'm going to be doing like 15. So, you know, so it does depend. So Claude says he's a very lucky man. Right at 3 weeks ago, I went down at 15 miles an hour. I now have a fractured spleen and torn rotator cuff.
Ooh.
Ow! Like, ow!
That sounds awful.
Woo! Good Lord. I'm sorry, brother. I really am sorry. It hurts me just to read that.
I don't even know what a spleen is, but it sounds awful.
So Brian says BMX helmets are no good if you come 35 plus. True. I believe you, Brian.
I mean, it depends how you hit, though. Like I said, I kind of agree with him, but it depends. Like, okay, so the TSG pass is what Tarzan wore. Like I said, if his skull, the top of his melon, hit that sidewall from the highway, that wouldn't have protected him.
No,
lights out.
No, and I don't think the TSG pass is the kind of protection Brian's even talking about here. He's wearing legitimate motocross helmets, so they look like the one that you and I wear, those kind of downhill BMX helmets, but it's to the next level. His type of protection, when you look at his helmet, like I said, it has the neck comes out and stuff, but it looks like the same helmet, but you can see it's more dense and it's made of,
right.
you know, it's, you know, and I'm like, that's the kind of helmet I'd like to get, but I'm sure his helmet was a good $1,000, something like that.
There are some guys who just believe just ride better. You don't need the helmet.
So Real Talk says Krispy Kreme versus D&D.
Yeah, clearly we know Krispy Kreme is better.
Krispy Kreme is like legit. I wish we had one near here. I got to drive.
That's what we said for years. That's what I'm saying. That's why it was such an event yesterday for me to go. I was like, you know, we didn't have the closest we had to Krispy Kreme was like there was like some little kiosk under Penn Station where some guy who you don't know where he came from somehow imported it from New Jersey somehow. And that's how you got Krispy Kreme donuts. And it was like, that's not the same. You know? So now we have a giant flagship in Times Square. So like you can watch it being made and go down the little thing if that's what you're into.
That's legit. Next time I come there,
it's at like
I'm definitely
48th Broadway or something.
I'm definitely going next time I come. So V says that Brian, motocross, BMX, skateboard, it all depends on the rider's preference. Longboarding goes faster than the fastest EUC, so why not? Right? I mean, why not? Why don't they have it? I mean, I guess it depends on which, you know, it's preference. It's all preference.
Well, I think the answer, similar to like batteries, right, is like if you really want something that's going to protect you in the most devastating situations, you're going to have a giant bulky helmet.
Yep.
Just like if you want a battery that can carry you to the moon and back, it's going to be heavy.
Like 77 pounds heavy.
Yep. I wish they offered a slightly less mileage version of the Sherman.
Yeah, the Sherman Mini. Somebody said it in the stream earlier in the chat.
Give me the 60-pound version of that, whatever that is.
In New York City without protection, it's amazing. Yeah, it may feel amazing, but the risk is too much for me. Claude says my problem is I just don't fall too well. So you got to do what Mickey said: fall better. No, he said ride better, but I'm adapting that.
Chris Yim, if you guys don't know who that is, he's like my EUC mentor. Like he all he wears nowadays, from what I can do, maybe it's like one elbow pad and 2 wrist guards, and that's it. That's all he wears. But to be fair, he's not riding with the crazies, the NPS crew, around town. Like he's just like, he uses EUC more like to go from his apartment to get some nice Korean fried chicken and do some shopping, and like he's maybe ride around Central Park cruising around, but he is not going wild. I think he'll probably put it like, I've done that, I don't need to do that anymore.
Hey,
like
who's doing EV wear in here? That's not you, right?
No, that's Chris.
Okay,
he's in the other room texting with everybody.
Okay, he says my wheel blew out a BMW window.
Yeah, dude, it's a wild story. So basically he's riding in the bike lane and this lady cuts him off, and he's going some kind of speed over 20. I don't know how fast he was going. I was at work or something, but she just cut him off, and there was no stopping. It was just boom, and he slammed into her, and he rolled over the hood, and basically upon impact, all her windows blew out. Like, can you imagine being an old lady and you're just driving along, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's like a nuclear explosion in your car. She's screaming bloody murder, like freaking out. Chris's helmet flew off. Like, it was a pretty bad knee injury. It put him out. He couldn't ride or walk for like a year. But like looking back, it is kind of funny. Like that lady, boom.
That's what I can't think. That's all I'm thinking. I feel bad for him because knee injuries are no joke. I still feel mine. They took cartilage out of my knee, and obviously I'll never be the same. But so anytime you say knee, I'm like, I like feel it.
That's what led him to, I think, dive hardcore. He wanted to build an e-bike, but he was like, okay, now I definitely should, because I can't ride anymore. But he rode the MSX over tonight, so he's basically fully recovered, I believe.
Yeah. He needs a suspension wheel. That's
I don't think. I think he wants the Monster Pro.
Tell me he needs an EX. He needs a suspension wheel.
I think he's gonna wait till I get it, try it out, and make a decision.
Of course he is. Becky says that I should head up a loot or foot patrol. Okay, I can see it on here. I can't see it in there. A foot patrol on EUCs at the department. Listen, you know what? I tried to start a drone program. They weren't on board with that. People see me riding the wheel. I'm like, I would love to, but the way that they the shit they gave me for doing the wheel, for doing the drone thing, I was like, oh God, they'll never be on board for that.
Leasing on a EUC could be interesting.
It would be. Chrissy said she had to go. Have a good night, Chrissy. I don't know if you left already. It would be very interesting because I was in the park, Forest Park, one of our big parks here, and I helped we got some sheriffs that are in the park. We allow them to patrol the park, and I helped them to break up a fight. The fight was way off the road, like into the grass, into a picnic-like area, and it was giant groups of kids fighting, and they were like piling on each other. They were going nuts. I flew across the grass, right up into the fire. I'm like, hey, They're like, oh shit, what? And then I threw my hand up and waved for the. You
were like modern day RoboCop at that point.
Well, that's what they thought. They were all like, what the fuck is he on? Like, what is this? And then I had the sheriffs come zipping over in the cruiser, and I was like, all right, you guys got this later. And I took off, and I was like, how great would it be if I was in uniform and I was able to like go to anything? I could get to anywhere. You couldn't outrun me. You can't. You know what I mean? I'm like, bicycle.
You guys need Shermans and you need lassos.
Yeah.
That's your modern day effective, safe policing that nobody can protest over, right? So you just zoom up on the perp, and there's no tasers, no gun. You just lasso the shit out of that guy.
Yeah,
like Wild West.
Say whoa.
You basically have to either come to a slow down stop or just let it go, hop off, let your wheel ghost ride, and then don't worry, the unit, whatever you call it, the precinct will pay for the damages, and you'll take them down.
Start doing donuts in the road with the lasso. Yeah, woo! And then they're like, okay, what just happened? How many years did we just bounce back in time?
Right? It's like this dichotomy of like futuristic, but you have a lasso.
You know,
I have blue and red lights on my chest. Sometimes I feel like people sometimes think that I'm like a cop for a moment. They're like, "Wait, are we in the Terminator movie? Is this a cop?" I don't know.
That's so funny. Matter of fact, I wanted you to send me the link to your lights because I wanted to grab those. I like the way they mount right there, and I was like, "Yeah, I need those."
Right here.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Pew pew pew. Real Talk says Coogie's Sherman video actually hit 2 million.
Yeah, I feel like once it takes off, man, it takes off, and then it just starts to showcase, because we talked about this I think a little bit, like basically any YouTube content creator, they actively suppress you because it costs them money if you become big. So they'll push you down until you basically break through and prove against all odds that your content is worthy of, so Gucci probably made like $6,000 to $10,000 on that video. Yeah. So like it blew up. So they have to pay out basically.
Right.
So they're suppressing all the small guys because why would they reward us? Because it costs them money. So you have to really prove that it's worth being seen.
You do,
which is good for, especially when you think about our content. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Like I was so hoping that it would be a lot more, and you really do. You need millions of views in order for it to even be worth it. Like, I barely ever look at what I'm making because it's so little that it's like, it's not worth it. But I can at least say I'm making something for my effort, and it's just hard because you see, like you said, some of the other content that's on YouTube, you're like, that is such mindless content, but yet they get all these views. And so they're making money on it, and you're like, whatever. And here you are doing something that you really feel passionate about, and you feel like you're sharing and giving and as much as you can, and then you feel like, it's not getting the same sort of traction, but like you said, we're a small group, and it's just not the same. So
it's a weird beast because the level of effort and like stuff I put into my fun, YouTube videos are just like a hobby for me. People spend tens of thousands of dollars for my business to have that quality for their commercial. Like I just did a sausage commercial of all things. It was very fun, and they spent a lot of money to make sausages look fantastic, right? Like arguably not as intriguing as the stuff we're riding around, but YouTube is a weird beast.
Yeah, you would think, honestly, that when you see what we're doing, what we're riding, what the content we're putting out, the message we're sending, the information we're giving, you'd think that, because the reaction that we get when people see us in public, you'd think that we would be getting millions and millions of views easily, because the reaction that we get in public is amazing. People are like blown away. I mean, I've had people run and flag me down. Hey! Oh man, I was trying to catch up to you. That thing is amazing. Like I'm like, I wish I had that kind of enthusiastic, views, so that it would translate into something. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just the sadness of.
Yeah, let's not get on that. Let's not get on that. So at the same time, the EUC community is getting a lot larger, so those numbers are definitely increasing. Well, I don't know if I would say a lot larger. It's getting larger, but
I mean, to be honest with you guys, like annoyingly, I think part of it is our own fault. So I think like although the community is growing, and personally, me and Cobra love that. Yeah. Like the community has spoken. Basically, if you look at the numbers, all any of the community cares about are review videos, which is a little sad because how many do you need to make a purchase? No, but more importantly, like, I feel it personally myself because I'm trying to make videos that aren't review videos oftentimes. Right. I do them obviously, but I want to give you guys something else that, like, if think about it, any other sport or niche, if you're obsessed with, I don't know, pick another subject like stamp collecting. Sure, you might I think a better one actually is my dad is into bowling. He's like, yeah, I've watched a few bowling ball review videos.
Yeah.
But what I like to do is watch content about bowling that isn't necessarily a review. It's just all about bowling. I can't get enough bowling, so I just want to watch anything and everything about bowling. It shows how old he is. But so I'm trying to push
I like
us
bowling.
all. No, I do too. I mean, he's my dad. I like bowling too. I'm trying to push us in that direction. I want to make stuff that's beyond just reviews. But to, like I said, to be fair, the highest view stuff that you guys watch are review videos. So if you, like people always say, "Oh, make more of this kind of thing. We love this." I would love to, but I kind of have to. It's a balance between like the stuff that I love to make and the stuff that you guys want to see. Yeah. I'm kind of dancing around that.
Because I know that, like, I love making ride videos that have other stuff in it. Like what I did this last video I made with the torque bombing. I thought that was hilarious. So, of course, I put that in there. But then I'm riding, and I wanted people to see the V11 on the road and in the woods. And I wanted to show that and give – and I was enjoying riding. Now, I had used – the camera I used, I wanted to use my 360 camera, and it was full. So I couldn't I have so many memory cards, but I shoot a lot of video and then end up not editing it in time, so it just stays there. So anyway, I wasn't happy that I didn't get enough of the wheel. So those shots of the wheel itself, and I wanted to show people the suspension and it moving. My wife goes, why are you showing the wheel so much? Like, she was so annoyed when I showed her the video. And I'm like,
that's fascinating.
Yeah, but I'm like, but that's what in this community we like to see, because people are like trying to buy it. They want to see how it looks when it's riding. Does a suspension, so that's why I put a lot of that in there, But I like, someone said, "Oh, I love when you do ride videos. Keep doing it." And like you said, you're like, but I don't get as many views on certain.
I mean, let me put it this way, and maybe I'm diving into some like too much behind the scenes territory, but arguably we all think. Maybe I do, that the godfather of EUC content's Sean. Everyone universally in New York loves him. I love him a lot. He's a good friend of mine. Like, I love him personally. I love his videos, his nighttime energetic NYC ride. Like, we love that. Sean's view counts are abysmal if you consider YouTube as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is like two creators talking here, but
I feel you 110%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all agree Sean makes some of the funnest, most watchable ride videos around. And, some of his, his best, most viewed content are his reviews. And his least cared about or watched content are his ride videos. But we all agree those are
the
more
best.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, you look forward to it. You're like, oh, okay. And it's like, wow. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I love watching Sean stuff. I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah.
It's
Me
so
too.
Great.
Me too. So Patrick, he says, my live streams are the best. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right. So I guess we better bring it to a close, because we'll talk all night. Let's see. Love TSG. Love Demon Podium. Yep, me too. That's what I'm rocking. Trying to see if there's any big questions before we go. Sidici modular helmet. I have to check that out, Rev. Saved you in a cutoff. Okay. Some chest protectors. Actually, it's funny, Vincent. The heat, don't worry about it. Get the motocross one I have, it zips up, so you have protection in the front, but it's like mesh, so the wind goes right through it. But I had one originally, and when I fell in Boston, I slid on my chest and it shredded, like the mesh shredded. It was a cheaper one, and I was like, I'm glad I had it on though, but because the hard part slid, and then I was like untouched. So I definitely suggest you rocking that too. All right. All right.
They want us to end it. They hate us.
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys. I know you don't.
I wear nothing but boots, with the exception involved in an accident. I should have known. See, but you have a lot of gear. I mean, well, she has that vest that she wears. You're wearing gear. Oh, for foot gear. Okay, yeah. Everybody has different foot gear choices. I wear these trail running shoes are my favorites because they're soft but they're hard. It's like just the right balance. I have some of every kind of shoe though. I've tried some of everything. You know, it works different for different people. So, all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. evX, is there anything else that you want to talk to the people about, Mickey, before we go?
I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm going to regret shipping something to Brazil. If you guys live in New York, come on out. Message us on Instagram or wherever. Just find us in the chat and come do some e-polo.
Yeah.
Anybody
in Massachusetts. I'm actually in Springfield, but I'll ride with anyone. What's up, Chris? What's up, buddy? He's video bombing you.
Oh.
Hey, Chris, tell him he's got to twerk. If he's gonna bomb, he's got to twerk.
Cobra said you got to twerk if you're gonna video bomb.
So we love you guys. I'm glad that you guys came out. I appreciate it. We got 60 people in here right now. I do regret this week we didn't do as many giveaways as we normally do, but I think that we do that on every stream. I'm just glad that you guys come and take part. I appreciate you guys. I really do. And Mickey, as always, man, I feel like you're my brother over there. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Same, man.
Yeah. So until next time, I'll see you guys on the next one. And we'll see what happens next week. All right.
See ya.